Another beautiful evening in Southern Ohio as we get ready for extended Week 5 action here at Reddiger Field as the Waverly Tigers are set to play host to the Portsmouth West Senators here in Week 5. Dewey Daly and Shane Combs along with you tonight. Glad to have you with us for what should be a pretty exciting pivotal matchup here in the SOC2.
Yeah, it really should be. What a beautiful night. What a beautiful facility. Just so exciting. Football Friday night, or in this case, football Saturday night. You know, an opportunity for two great programs to take center stage, and with the earlier Ohio State start and then putting things away at halftime, I think starting to see the stadium fill up. And if you've never been down here to Waverly's facility, what a true treat. Beautiful, beautiful. Should be a great game.
Last year's SOC2 champs in the Portsmouth West Senators. Waverly leads the all-time series 35-33. Also 2 ties in there as well. The Tigers, 5 of the last 7 meetings have gone to Waverly. One interesting fact is the last 3 meetings, including this one, have been played at Waverly. So, you know, it's not too often you have something like that. Obviously, some scheduling issues. I think they were using this year as more of a get back on track to the normal home and away schedule. So, a bit of an interesting fact about tonight's matchup. On the season for both teams, both dropped their Week 1 matchups. For Waverly, it was a 27-26 loss here at home to Miami Trace, followed up by back-to-back wins over SVC schools on the road, 42-28 against Zane Trace and 28-24 over Uniota. Most recently in Week 4, a 48-8 win over Valley to start off the league schedule for the Tigers. For Portsmouth West, a heartbreaker Week 1 to Fairland, 32-29 against the Dragons. Week 2, 31-14 in a crosstown battle against the Portsmouth Trojans. In the last 2 weeks, 49-34 over Hillsborough, and last week 49-10 at Wilson. So both teams dropped their Week 1 matchup. Since then, it's been 3 straight.
Well, as you see with a lot of great programs do, I think you test yourself in the non-conference right out of the gate. Week 1, the 2 schools you're mentioning there, really, really good football programs. Both teams get tested. Both teams come up a little short. But since then, you know, you hear it in sports all the time. You make such a great jump from Week 1 to Week 2, and 2 programs like this, coached as well as they are, I'm sure that not what they wanted in terms of result in Week 1, but certainly the improvement has started to happen over Week 2, 3, 4, and so on. And I just think that's a great opportunity for these schools here as they're in the conference play, and what, you know, the norm for these 2 will be postseason play as well. So I just think that comes, both teams come in with the explosive offense, still trying to find themselves in certain areas on the defensive side, and I'm sure that'll be something we highlight throughout the evening as well.
Last year's matchup came down to the wire. It was a 49-42 win for the Senators in that game. Ryan Sissel, who has since graduated and moved on to Marshall, 32 carries, 224 yards, and 4 touchdowns. However, Jeffrey Bishops, who is still around for his senior year at West, had 5 catches for 128 yards and 2 touchdowns. With the graduation of Mitchell Irwin, who also is now a member of the Thundering Herd, they've kind of adopted more of a run-first offense, not as many passes as we've seen in the past couple of years from the Senators. However, it's worked out so far. Mason Parker has stepped in a big way for the Senators. Just look at last week, had 9 carries for 180 yards and 3 touchdowns. Cole Tipton, who up until this year was typically a wide receiver for Portsmouth West, has moved to quarterback. However, he's been pretty accurate. Last week, 6 of 7 for 105 yards, 2 touchdowns. And for Jeffrey Bishop, he had 5 catches for 96 yards, 2 touchdowns, also had 2 carries for 36 yards and a score. Should be a pretty... Well, I'd say you'd probably want the over here tonight, but we'll see.
Well, I think so. Both teams come in averaging between 35 and 40. I want to say Waverly is around 36 even the game, and West at 39.5. And so, as always, they're going to put up points. Great athletes are going to make big-time plays. It's probably, as always, going to come down to penalties, mistakes, you know, turnover battle, and giving yourself some extra possessions. Anytime you can post 40, it just takes 1 or 2 turnovers to flip the field, and that could be the difference in this. So looks like we're about ready to get going here, and I'm excited to call it with you.
West wins the toss. They deferred to the second half, so the Tigers are going to start things off on offense here in Week 5 on Saturday night. Creed Smith and Jace Hurd back deep for the Tigers. Jack Holbrook on to boot it away for the Senators.
SOSA Division II Saturday Night Football.
Gunners are ready. Here comes Holbrook, and we are underway here in week 5. Here's Hurd from his own 11. He'll return it up the left hash, run into his own guy, and eventually be tackled down right past the 30-yard line, which is where we'll get our first look at this Tiger offense here in week 5.
Always interested in these rivalry games, these big-time atmosphere games, how teams settle in early on. You'll try to see on the offensive side, they'll maybe try to go some high percentage things just to allow people to settle in. But a lot of times you see some of those early mistakes and that maybe not as characteristic as normal because of the adrenaline or teams having trouble settling in.
First down and 10 from their own 31. Orbit motion here from Pollard. Kelly looks to pass on first down, looking downfield for Lane Bear. It's a bit overthrown and incomplete.
Great discipline from the secondary. Didn't bite on the play fake and was able to stay home and was running stride for stride. Well done in terms of the discipline back here on the back end.
Second down and 10 for the Tigers. Here's Hurd right up the middle, tackled right past the line of scrimmage. Short pickup on the play for the senior.
West really winning the point of attack there. Anytime you can stop the run without crawling extra up into the box, that's going to help them in the passing game as well.
Here's Kelly on third down and 9. He's back to throw, firing to his left. It is deflected by the defensive back. Incomplete pass was deflected by Trevor Fike.
Well, really a nice way to start for the defensive side. You go ahead and you kick it away first, and you want your defense to win the early field position. So far, as long as the special teams ends up doing their part in terms of securing the possession, they've been able to do that.
Cody Swords back to punt it away for the Tigers. Jeffrey Bishop deep for the Senators. Low spiraling kick from Swords. It will be returned from Bishop inside his own 30-yard line and will be returned just a few yards up, pushed out of bounds at the 32.
Thought it was a nice job from Bishop there, playing it on the hop. You see a lot of punt returners back away from that, and then on the field turf there, it starts to take a friendly punter bounce, and then before you know it, you give up 10, 15 yards of field position.
First look here at the Senators in week 5, averaging 39.5 points per game through the first 4 weeks. Starting offensive line from left to right, Jack Geyer, Carson Carver, Nickel Rapp, Cade Woods, and Tyler Thompson. On first down, here's Parker right up the middle.
So much of what they do, Dewey, is based off of that right there. If they're able to establish that, it really opens up some of the fakes, some of the option action, and getting some other people involved.
1 yard gained on the play. Second down and 9 here for the Senators. Here's Bishop on a jet sweep to the near sideline. He cuts it back to midfield before being brought down just short of the 40. Bring up a third down and short for West.
I thought Carroll did a good job originally there for Waverly, setting the edge and forcing it back inside, but some nifty running. Ended up getting a little bit more out of that than I thought. Third and very manageable here for West on this opening drive.
3-4 defense for the Tigers. Jace Jekowitz, Dylan Williams, and Nate Welsh out in front. Linebackers Dylan Leith, Quentin Hurd, Jace Hurd, Mason Pollard. Secondary consists of Cade Carroll, Lane Bear, Cody Swords, and Carson Peters. On third down, straight ahead, it's Parker. He's got the first down, nearly breaks away. He's brought down just short of midfield.
Just great work up front from West there. You had mentioned in the starting lineup with Iron Carver and Rapp and Woods and Thompson just really doing a job. That was a nice hold there on the third and short, and just shy of midfield. West starting to win the early battle of field position, which I think is really, really important in these types of games.
4 juniors on the offensive line for the Senators, 1 sophomore in Carson Carver.
I think we had a jump right there in the middle of the defensive line. I think it was Williams for Waverly.
Encroachment. Defense. 5 yards. Remains first down.
Penalty moves the Senators into Tiger territory now on the +47. First down and 5, I formation. Hayden Lauren, Mason Parker behind the quarterback. Tipton straight ahead. It's Lohr across the 45-yard line, close to a Senator first down.
Well, the early penalty puts you 1st and 5. It just opens up the entire playbook. And what you worry if you're Waverly here is once you let an offense like West into the plus territory, without the hold, without the false start, without some of those mistakes, you're probably looking at 4-down territory, which makes this run game that much more difficult to stop.
Bishop out wide to the bottom of your screen towards the near sideline. Still I formation here for the Senators. Second down, here's Parker, makes a jump cut. He's got the first down to the far sideline. He's eventually brought down and out of bounds just short of the 25. First down, Senators.
Wow, Mason Parker, good-looking athlete. He'll give you a little bit of power, a little bit of physicality in the middle. That time he shows off a little bit of the quickness and athleticism. Nice change of pace back in terms of being able to do a little bit of both.
New set of downs for the Senators. 1st and 10 on the 26. 3 receivers set here for the Senators. Here's Tipton rolling out to his left, looking to throw, forced out of the pocket, and he will just dump it off and out of bounds.
Just rolled the formation out there and rolled some coverage with, but to Waverly's credit, able to shoot the gap and get a little pressure, forcing him to get rid of it a little sooner than he had probably hoped.
Incompletion brings up 2nd down and 10. Ball spotted at the 26. Here's reverse to the senior Bishop. He's brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Short gain, if that, on the play for Bishop.
No gain on the play. 3rd and 10.
2 straight snaps where Waverly starts to win the point of attack right there in the middle of the defensive line. On the previous play, you saw it in the rollout, able to disrupt the passing attempt, and then that time just ended up blowing up the entire run game. But you had 2 Waverly defenders a yard or 2 deep into the backfield at the point of handoff.
3rd down and 10. Here's Parker across the 25-yard line, brought down just shy of the line to gain. Could possibly be a Senator first down.
Number 2, Mason Parker on the carry.
From where he's standing, it looks like we'll be about a yard short, and it looks like we've arrived at our first big-time play of the night here, one of those possession type of plays where, Waverly has a chance to hold strong, get the ball back. But we mentioned West in the 4-down territory. Looks like Waverly going to run a guy on late here.
4th down, straight ahead, it's Parker. He's got the first down to the far sideline, brought down right around the 12.
Yeah, that's got to be disappointing on the Waverly side because you end up seeing him run an extra guy on. This Parker kid's going to be tough enough to tackle with 11 guys. So when you're playing with 10, that's not going to end well very many times.
Mason Parker averaging 11.8 yards per carry through the first 4 weeks. Able to pick up the first down on 4th and 1 for Portsmouth West. Here's Tipton in the pistol, Mason Parker right behind him. Here's Bishop in motion across the line of scrimmage. Tipton looking to throw. He'll just keep it himself across the 15, brought down right around the line of scrimmage.
13, Tipton on the keepers.
I couldn't tell on the snap if he was just showing a little pass left and then run, or if maybe he and the running back were a little bit not on the same page there. It looked a little bit weird at first, but again, give Waverly credit with their penetration in the middle to disrupt the play.
No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10 here for the Senators. Tipton on the keeper to the left side, past the hash, across the 10-yard line, brought down just short of the 5. 2 flags are down around the 10.
Usually in the area of something on in terms of the block there that was setting the edge. Probably grabbed a little too much jersey. Both flags were coming at different angles to the same spot, so I think both sets of eyeballs seeing the same thing. It looks like they're going to move them back.
Holding on the offense, number 18, 10 yards, foul, second down.
Holding on the Senators will push them back 10 yards. 2nd down and 20 coming up for Portsmouth West.
Well, opportunity for the defense down here in the red zone. We talked about, you know, without the penalty and without some of the mistakes and so forth, it comes to 4-down territory, and now this gives a little yard and distance that gives Waverly an opportunity to maybe still hold West out of the end zone.
3 receivers set here for the Senators. Bishop in motion from left to right. Here's Tipton. He'll fake the handoff, rolling right. He'll fire towards the far sideline. It's caught by Bishop, makes the first man miss, and he's brought down around the original line of scrimmage.
That was really good football all the way around. Waverly didn't bite on the play fake. The defender was out there. Bishop makes a great play and just an athletic move just to get a little something. Get back ahead of that first marker there and get it 3rd and manageable, because, again, we're in the 4-down territory here. Or from what I witnessed in warm-ups, certainly in field goal range.
Under 5 minutes to play here in the first quarter. 3 receivers set for the Senators. Here's Tipton on the keeper to the near sideline, makes the first man miss. Eventually he will be brought down in the backfield, tackled for a loss around the 15.
Just a really good job of Waverly stringing that out there. I thought Hurd and Leith and some of the guys over there on that side pushing that ball to the outside and setting the edge and stringing it out. Let's see what the West decides to do here in the early going. Like I said, certainly plenty of leg from what I witnessed in the warm-ups. It looks like they are going to go that route.
Senior Jack Holbrook on for the 31-yard field goal attempt. Hold is down, kick is away, splits the uprights, and an early 3-0 lead for the Portsmouth Senators with 4:07 remaining in the first quarter. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Ohio High School football on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
At Ohio Health, you can see your doctor here or here, on this or on these. And no matter if you're over here, over there, or anywhere in between, you'll feel good knowing Ohio Health provides the finest care anywhere. Schedule care today at ohiohealth.com/finestcare.
Hey everyone, Mike Glockner.
I'm Brandon Callahan.
Of the all-new Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Service Center in Portsmouth, Ohio. We have a $39.95 oil change special going on right now. That includes a free tire rotation and free multi-point inspection. Schedule your appointment online at GlocknerCDJR@Portsmouth.com.
11 plays, 54 yards, capped off by a 31-yard field goal from Jack Holbrook, as the Senators out to a 3-0 lead with 4:07 left here in the opening quarter.
West got to love the time of possession there. The 11 plays, running it at him in a lot of different ways with some nice physicality.
Holbrook boots it into the end zone, so we'll have a touchback.
Dude, the other thing that jumps out at me is the ability to finish that off with 3 points. You know, after the hold that ended up kind of taking the Senators out of the drive, so many teams will have 11, 12-play drive and nothing to show for it, where they have the ability to bring on the kicker and get 3 points out of it. So you come on the road, win time of possession to this point by a lot and get 3 points out of it, you got to still feel good about coming out of the drive with that.
Tigers will start off 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line. Ball spotted on the left hash. Second trip out for this Tiger offense here tonight. Here's Hurd on 1st down, makes a cut to the right side, brought down for a short gain on the carry.
Looked like Tipton filling in the hole there and was there with a couple other guys. Still able to get 2 or 3. Going back to the field goal, the other point I wanted to make is, I know some schools have the advantage being a little bigger with soccer programs and things like that, but I just think it's something that not spent enough time on throughout the junior high and JV ranks to develop that weapon. I mean, what a weapon.
2nd down and 7. Kelly rolling to his right. He'll air it out to the near sideline. It's caught by Mason Sparks. Comes up about 3 yards shy of the 30-yard line.
Getting Kelly on the move. I like getting him out in the open there and creating some space, but it looks like, again, going to have a flag, bring it back, and Waverly just to this point struggling to get.
Illegal man downfield on the Tigers. That'll push them back 5 yards.
I talked about this on the opening drive, just sometimes some high percentage things helping settle in, and you ended up seeing that with West and their ability to run the football. Waverly still trying to find some rhythm.
Ball spotted at the 18-yard line. 2nd down and 12 for Waverly. Kelly drops back to throw on 2nd down under some pressure and eventually brought down inside the 10-yard line.
Looked like they had 4 out in route, and most of the routes with some depth, a little bit of deep looks. The offensive line holding up okay early and then just started to break down the pocket there, and then now 3rd and long. Kind of a danger time here for Waverly in terms of you certainly don't want to make a mistake down on this end. At least want to give your special teams a chance to flip the field.
9 tackles for loss in the win last week over Wellston. A big one there for the Senators. 3rd down and 20 for Waverly. 5-man rush from the Senators. Kelly forced out of the pocket. He'll fire to the near sideline. It's caught by Swords. He'll be pushed out of bounds short of the 20.
Doesn't seem like much, but I feel like that still can give Kelly a little comfort getting a completion. You move up here just shy of the 20. Now you just need a good snap, and you need to try to win special teams here. And again, just try to have something positive happen to settle yourself into the game here.
Punt from Swords is end over end across midfield. Bishop will pick it up inside his own 45 and will return it to the far sideline. He's inside the Waverly 45. Flags are down around the Tiger 45-yard line. Make that 3 of them.
The penalty's going to make it probably for naught, but what a great play again. I mean, again, that ball would have rolled 15 to 20 yards and kind of a dangerous shortstop in the hole type of pick, and he was going to end up winning 25, 30 yards of field position there probably, and now it's going to be for naught, but been real impressed with him off the bounce playing these first 2 punts. So they were going to be, plus 40 almost, and with where he ended up taking the ball out, but with the penalty coming back, it looks like we're going to be minus 45. It's still really good field position for West, and they got to feel real good about the way they've started here in terms of time of possession and the control of the game. Even with just a 3-0 lead, they've certainly had far more snaps putting the Waverly defense on the field.
First down, here's Parker straight ahead. He's across midfield and brought down about 3 yards shy of the line to gain.
Nice job there by Rapp and Woods and Thompson on the push. All of them winning the point of attack on the right side of that West offensive line.
Straight ahead, it's the fullback Lore on second down. However, before the play, we'll have a false start on the Senators, so that'll push them back 5.
Offense, number 61. 5 yards remains second down.
West comes at you in a lot of different types of formations. You'll see them under center, little pistol looks, some different things there. That time they just didn't get themselves set, and that's probably the only thing you'd pick on with West here in the early going is just 2 or 3 things that they've ended up doing them themselves to keep them out of the end zone.
On second down, here's Tipton on the keeper. Initially stood up at the 45, able to get some yards after contact. After being stood up, he's across midfield.
Better penetration that time from Waverly, kind of disrupted his first step, and again, athletic quarterback on the run there. Gets something out of it, and really, really big third down in a position of the field where you still could force a punt if you could force a play, particularly a negative play, but even just an incomplete pass or some sort. Put the decision on West here in the early going at midfield.
Third down and 5 for the Senators. Timeout West. Their first. 36 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. 3-0 lead for Portsmouth West.
Kind of an interesting play call here to think about it, 3rd and 5. I mean, if you predetermine that you're going to go for it with the way West has been running the football, you certainly could go that route. I think sometimes play callers like to have a feel for that on these types of calls. West certainly winning time of possession, certainly winning field position.
Mason Parker listed as the Senators punter, so definitely something you're going to want to keep your eye on if West were faced with a fourth down and showed punt.
Well, we have a second. You had a good one last night. Did Zane Trace kind of catch your attention there a little bit? That's the Zane Trace I thought we would get in the preseason.
A banged up Zane Trace
team.
Team.
Sure. That was impressive.
West comes out in the eye on 3rd down and 5. Straight ahead, it's Parker. Flags are down in the backfield. It was a pickup of about 2 yards on the carry from the junior.
Well, the play call, I think that answers my question. I really do think that they were looking at it as 2-down territory, but again, a flag going to move them back here and put them in a down and distance that they're not as comfortable with for sure. When they get in this 3rd and short, 4th and short, they're a handful up front.
Illegal formation on the offense. 5 men in the backfield. 5 yards.
Illegal formation on the Senators, now faced with a 3rd down and 10 from the minus 45.
3rd and 10.
Third down and 10 for West. Here's a toss to the right side, and Parker brought down right at the 45-yard line. Dylan Leaf in on the stop for the Tigers.
Just an outstanding job by the Waverly defense there on the left side. Starting to string that play out a little bit and just going low and making the play. Really well done. see if Wes willing to punt the ball away here.
Looks like Coach Gilliland and the Senators are going to let this one tick out and send us to the second quarter of play. West 3-0 leaders after one. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Ohio High School football on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio.
Michelle and her dad. Decades of dares. 1 month of learning to jump. First day doing it solo. And 2 years since starting cancer treatment at Ohio Health.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie and Son Trucking. Willie and Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie and Son Trucking each week at SOSAOhio.com.
Second quarter of play moments away here. 4th down and 10 for West on their own 45. Parker inside his own 35 to punt it away. Rugby style kick end over end towards the near sideline and out of bounds.
Walking way back up.
Ball will be spotted on the 36-yard line.
Wow.
37-yard line.
And again, I think that's one of the hardest things for officiating crew to do on that angle of the punt in terms of when it's high and fly. But that one, that certainly favors the Waverly here, and really the first time tonight where they have an opportunity to win the field position a little bit and see if they can't get something going. Maybe open up the playbook a little bit too when you're not back to your own end zone.
Third drive for the Tigers here tonight. 1st down and 10, ball on the 37. First down, Kelly will give it. That's Hurd to the right side, brought down short of the 45-yard line. Nice pickup on 1st down for the senior.
Yeah, a lot better rhythm there, getting him in the full sprint, getting him on the move. Good ball handling from the quarterback, Kelly, and a nice positive play for Waverly.
2nd down and 4. Here's another handoff to Hurd. This time stood up at the 35-yard line and driven backwards. Logan Hurst, one of the men in on the stop for West.
You hear coaches that like to play with tempo always talk about getting that first down on the drive. So this 3rd down becomes a real important play. If they're able to move the chains, look for Waverly to play with a lot of pace here.
Third down and 2, here's Hurd. Towards midfield, he's got the first down.
Really like the play calling, Waverly just going back to the basics, going back to one of their elite athletes with Hurd, and 3 straight runs. You move the chains, and as we talked about here, Waverly right up at the line looking to go.
First down, here's Hurd barreling his way across the 50-yard line. Now another nice pickup on 1st down for Hurd.
Wow. A young man who's known a little bit more. You talked to a lot of people, a little bit of scat back, some quickness or whatever. There was no scat about that at all. He was running angry there inside. That was impressive.
2nd down and 5, 4th straight handoff to Hurd. He's got the first down across the 45-yard line, still on his feet. Pushed out of bounds inside the 20.
Wow. I'll tell you what, an impressive drive. Offensive line doing a job, and then Jace Hurd just taking things and showing you a little bit of everything, showing you a little speed to the outside, showing you some power in the middle, just running through stiff. Really, really impressive drive here, led by their talented running back.
Tigers quick back to the line. Pollard in motion. It's a fake. Kelly back to throw, looking down the left side of the field, wide open in the end zone. He's got Cody Swords for the touchdown, 19 yards.
Just some outstanding play calling. You start to drive, you finally get a little bit better field position. You get the running game going. I thought the third down conversion at midfield set the whole drive up. Then once you get your running game with Hurd going, it just takes the play fake. They bite on it, and your talented wide receiver runs free. And Waverly with a chance to play out in front. Already 6-3. See if they can add one to make it 7.
Hauk on for the point after a spiraling kick, however, finds its way through the uprights. A 7-3 lead for the Tigers with 9:58 remaining in the first half. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Ohio High School football on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
There's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon. That's the slogan, and that's what we believe at Par-Mar stores. From groceries to gas and all the other stuff you need, Par-Mar has it. Download the Par-Mar app for even more savings, and don't forget the Par-Mar rewards card too. We also believe in being a big part of your community, so look for us at the ball game or wherever you are. Shop us today, like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and remember, if there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
This presentation of high school sports on Southern Ohio Sports Authority is brought to you in part by your local McDonald's. McDonald's proudly supports all area athletes again this season. Visit your local McDonald's in Chillicothe, Circleville, Greenfield, and Waverly, and be sure to check out SOSA's newly relaunched podcast, Overtime, presented by McDonald's.
Six plays, 63 yards, only a minute and 57 seconds, capped off by a Mason Kelly to Cody Swartz connection as the Tigers out in front 7-3 with 9:58 to go here in quarter number 2.
Well, much needed drive for Waverly. Gives their defense a little bit of a break. And again, even though they play with tempo, they're still able to eat up some time off the clock there. And again, the run game setting up the big pass play and gets the crowd back into it here a little bit. And let's see if West can settle back in and reestablish their run game here in the second quarter the way they did for much of that opening quarter.
Parker and Bishop, the two deep man for the Senators. Hauk to boot it away for the Tigers. Here's Bishop from his own 11 across the 25-yard line now. Has some room up the middle of the field. Bishop turning on the afterburners inside the 20. They're not going to get him. Just like that. Touchdown.
82 yards, and I tell you what, we highlighted it in the punt return game, his ability to play the ball off the bounce and win some field position. That time Waverly taking the risk of kicking it right into the middle of the field and putting it in the hands of an elite athlete, and it was pretty much just a straight shot right up the middle, a few jukes here, a few jukes there, and then he's gone. Being told now more officially 88 yards.
Return from his own 12-yard line. Here's Holbrook on for the point after. Low lining kick is good, and West back out in front by 3 with a 10-7 lead. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Ohio High School football on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
See everything Southern Ohio Sports Authority presented by Ohio Health has to offer by visiting our website at sosaohio.com for complete coverage of area athletes and teams, including game stories, features, live streams of games, player and coach interviews, nightly scores, area standings, and much more. You can even view and purchase action photos from our more than 100 galleries. That's sosaohio.com for the best local sports coverage around.
Hey, Mike Glockner here from the Glockner family of dealerships. Want to wish all the fall sports athletes a very safe and successful year. Good luck.
'88-yard kickoff return for a touchdown for the senior Jeffrey Bishop. Portsmouth West back out in front. 10-7 lead for the Senators. 9:46 to go in quarter number 2.
Special teams playing a big part in it already. We've seen the field goal for West. We see the kick return. Seen Waverly add the extra point here, and now let's see. Last time at the kickoff, was able to take away the return option. This time it's going to be just short.
From the senior Holbrook, it'll be returned by Smith from inside his own 5-yard line. He's brought down just outside the 30-yard line. Similar starting field position for the Tigers here on their next drive.
Well, again, such a weapon in the kickoff game, too. As we just watched with Bishop a second ago, you have to go down and make a tackle if you're unable to kick it all the way in the end zone. But again, so many of these high school games that we cover, we'll see the squib kick, we'll see the different things, and it's costing teams 15, 20, 25 yards of field position.
Last week at Notre Dame, I can't remember their kicker's name, but I watched him kicking out of bounds intentionally about 6 times. Here's Hurd on first down from his own 30. Stood up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on first down for Hurd. Nice stop by the Senators' defensive front.
Nice job, as you said, up front there with the push, and Laura was able to fill the hole and stop no gain.
Empty backfield now for the Tigers. 3 receivers to the near sideline. Here's Hurd in motion, back out to the outside. Here's a screen pass to Swartz to the right side, cuts it back up to the middle of the field, now nearing the Waverly sideline across the 45, brought up just shy of midfield. First down, Tigers.
One of Waverly's real go-to plays, I know they ended up breaking one of those big time for a touchdown in the Uniota game. That time they take Hurd out, a little bit of eye candy, move the defense there with a fake, and then they come back the other side for the big play to their wide receiver.
First and 10, here's a toss to the left side from Kelly. He's got his man, that's Tanner Nichols, across the 45-yard line and out of bounds. Flags are down around midfield. As of now, the first grab of the night for Nichols.
Good ball handling on the play fake from Kelly there, and delivers a strike to the outside, but it looks like the flag down. He's talking to the Waverly kids. Let's see.
Some discussion around the flag. An eligible man downfield on the center, Nate Welsh. That'll negate the pass to Nichols and push the Tigers back 5 now inside their own 45.
You know, we've seen that 2 times now, and I knew the Waverly sideline. I don't know that they totally agreed with the interpretation there, but that's something to keep an eye on.
First down and 5. Here's Hurd to the right side across the 45-yard line, barreling his way across midfield and into Senator territory.
2 West defenders there at the point of attack, but he runs through them and ends up being about a 9-yard difference in terms of where they might have had him in the backfield in comparison to where he gets him back into a down and distance that's a little bit more manageable here for Kelly and the offense.
Past the original line of scrimmage, 2nd down and 8 here for Waverly. Straight ahead, it's Hurd. Short pickup on the carry. Brought down by Mason Parker.
Job of Parker getting in there, getting low, right at the point of attack. 3rd down in that medium distance. Again, we're right there on that brink of the 4-down territory. Makes this such a key play in terms of play calling as we come up on about under 7:40 here before the half.
2 backs and Jace Hurd and Creed Smith alongside Kelly in the backfield. Play action pass from the Tigers. Kelly rolling out to his right. He'll throw it away to the far sideline. Pressured out of the pocket by Trevor Fike.
Yeah, Fike came on the outside there and just showed some really nice speed. It was fairly well protected originally as he started to roll out, but Fike and his speed forced Kelly to get rid of it far before he was ready to. And really, really important decision here for Waverly, down 10-7. Coach Dewey, what are you doing? think I would punt it. I just feel like you've settled back into the game. Your special teams cost you there the 7 points, but I think I would try to flip the field. Still plenty of time to get it back.
Timeout Waverly, 7:27 remaining in quarter number 2.
Covering a lot of SVC the way I do, and seeing Waverly on film a couple different times and then seeing these two teams go at it, I think what I would tell the SVC, I know we have a lot of Saturday night SVC people tuning in, is Uniota and Zane Trace certainly been tested. So like I think early in the year, a lot of people had them at the top, and then some people say have those two teams backed up a little bit? Is Paint Valley Pike been pushing? I would say yes to both, but I would say that Zane Trace and Uniota are still who we thought they were in terms of Zane Trace's offensive line. I know you were impressed with them last night, and then all Uniota did last night was throw 4 touchdowns to 4 different kids at a quarter. So, I mean, they have a few athletes there that Coach Hoops can turn to.
Some SOC2 scores from last night. It was Wheelersburg 35-0 over Valley. Minford 63-21 over Northwest. And South Gallia 32-6 over Oak Hill. 4th down, Tigers going to go for it. Kelly back to pass on 4th down and 7. He's got a man wide open downfield. It's number 15, Tanner Nichols. He's tackled around the 30-yard line. Nice conversion on 4th down for Waverly.
Outstanding. I tell you, a gutsy call. And I love the aggressiveness, with the offensive firepower, averaging 36 a night. Great conversion to Nichols on the outside.
1st down, straight ahead. It's Hurd up the left hash. He's brought down by Logan Hurst. Minimal pickup on 1st down for Hurd.
Yeah, going back to that 4th down call, again, a gutsy call. They get good protection, and they went back to Nichols there on the outside. Nichols was the one they had on the outside originally when they had the penalty, correct? And then that time they go a little deeper out route and move the chains. Big conversion there.
2nd down and 7. Kelly looks to throw. Firing over the middle of the field. It's tipped and incomplete. Hayden Lohr catching a piece of it across the 20-yard line. Incompletion brings up 3rd down and 7.
Well, I love the cat and mouse. At first it looks like he's getting great protection, great offensive line play, and he was, but a lot of that was the result of them dropping 7 or 8 into coverage. And even though he had plenty of time, he was having trouble finding some windows to go downfield. And nice job by the West secondary there to knock it away.
Hurd motions back in the backfield alongside Kelly. Here's Hurd on 3rd down and 7. He's tackled right around the Senator 35-yard line, a couple yards short of the 1st down.
Not the best spot for Waverly. I knew he was short, but I thought he was a little closer than that. Going to be 4th, and man, that's a long, probably 1.5 yards. Like I said, I thought he was short, but I thought he was a hair closer to the stick than that.
Tigers going to go for it on 4th down. Here's a toss to the inside. That's Quentin Hurd. He's brought down extremely close to the line to gain.
With where he's walking in on the outside, I mean, he is literally right on it. We may have our first measurement of the night.
Tigers needed the 22-yard line, and it'll be a turnover on downs. The Senators make a stand.
Give West credit. They find a way there in the middle there to make the yard tough to come by. Certainly in the last 2 plays, it was tough to tell on the spot. But again, the only opinion that matters says West football, and now they're up 10-7. We're under 6 minutes here in the half, and they're going to have an opportunity if they can put together a drive to really milk the remaining time off this clock.
Tigers needed the 22, ball spotted right at the 23.
Boy, now they're coming back and measuring. Maybe
we are going to have a measurement. However, if the Chain gain has it as accurate as it was on the sideline. This should be about a yard short.
I'm as confused as anybody. Well, maybe that gives us a good visual now.
Turnover on downs for the Tigers. Portsmouth West takes over on their own 23 with a 10-7 lead. 5:56 remaining in quarter number 2. Here's a toss to the left side. That's Parker on first down. He's across the 25-30 yard line. Brought up just shy of the 30.
Tipton back under center there. They got a little full house in the backfield with 2 lead blockers and good physical run. Great first down yardage there for West. Keeps everything in play in terms of their run game.
Same formation here for West. Straight ahead, it's Parker. Ball is free.
Fumble on the play. Tigers return.
Tigers got it.
Wow. You remember we talked about in the pregame, Dewey, how so many times it's just those unforced errors. It's the, you have athletes, they're going to make plays. We've seen athletes on both sides make plays, but a lot of times it just comes down to those miscues, some of those turnovers, in this case an unforced turnover, and let's see if Waverly's able to capitalize.
Mishandling on the handoff from Tipton to Parker allows senior Nate Welsh to recover it for the Tigers. 1st and 10 Waverly on the +29. Third motion's back into the backfield now. Trailing to the far sideline down the middle of the field, looking for Sparks. It's deflected by Reese Coleman. Nice play by the senior in coverage.
Well called by you, Dewey. That's just a defensive back making a great play. Again, great design from Waverly. They take Hurd and do a lot of stuff before the snap just to kind of move the eyes of the defense. They get the matchup they want down the seam there, or kind of on the deep post, and that's just a defensive back making a great individual play to save a touchdown.
Pass intended for Mason Sparks, 2nd down and 10. Here's Smith straight ahead, stood up at the 30-yard line. That's big Cade Woods on the stop.
Yeah, great penetration from Cade there. Just wrapped him up and tackles him for a loss here. And now West trying to make the fumble not hurt. So far, so good on these first 2 snaps.
Defensive front for the Senators, Logan Hurst, Cole Windsor, Cade Woods. Kelly back to throw on 3rd down and 11. Firing to the far sideline, he's got Swartz, who's pushed out of bounds a couple of yards shy of the line to gain. Bring up a 4th down and short for Waverly.
Nice job by the offensive line. Kelly able to move the pocket to the right, shows off a little bit of arm strength. That was one of his toughest throws of the night, and he was on target. And a big 4th down play here coming up for Waverly.
2 Hurds in the backfield. It'll be Quentin Hurd straight ahead. Needs the 19-yard line. Doesn't look like he's going to get there.
Well, now earlier I thought Waverly was a little short on the spot they were getting. That time I thought they got a favorable spot in terms of where he's walking in. This might be a little closer than I thought, but I do think he's short.
As of now, back-to-back turnovers on downs for the Tigers. Back-to-back defensive stands for the Senators.
Give West a lot of credit there. You have a ball handling mistake, an unforced error on the road, big game. It'd be easy to be deflated. They did not. They just went next play, and their defense answers the call. And here we are right back where we kind of started a minute ago, now at 4:06.
I formation here for the Senators. Straight ahead, it's the junior Mason Parker. He's brought down just shy of the 25.
I had marked that down in my notes thinking, we were probably going to reference that drive if Waverly would have been able to go down and put some points on the board. And now I wonder if we'll look back at that and give the West defense the credit in terms of that being a real game changer as we come up on 3.5 minutes to the half.
Tipton on the keeper on second down across the 25-yard line. Short pickup on second down for the senior.
Nothing fancy about it, just direct snap. They're going to design quarterback run. Coming up on third and, what would you call that, 3 maybe? Even another opportunity for Waverly. So time of possession, appreciate John Bruce and the stuff he's given us tonight. The time of possession early on, now all of a sudden we've had some quick changes back and forth here late in the second quarter.
West out in the eye on 3rd down and 3. Straight ahead, it's Parker. He's got the first down and more across the 35-yard line. First down, West.
Big run there. Put a little star next to that one. Not even if they don't go on to score points, just moving the chains and winning some time of possession here late in this half and not giving Waverly the ball back. Because West will have the ball coming out of the half as well, correct? So this becomes a really, really important 2 minutes in terms of West maybe being able to go down, put some points on the board, and then coming right back out in the half and taking the ball again.
65 yards, about 2 minutes, 2 timeouts remaining for the Senators. Here's Bishop in motion. It'll be Tipton on the keeper straight ahead. He's got a pickup of about 2 on the carry. Now under 2 minutes to play.
We're just seeing so much of in the high school and college game, but the quarterback being able to do so much with the feet. I know you saw Gallion last night, and then Zane Trace utilizing some runners as well.
Second down and 8. Tipton rolling to his left, firing to the far sideline and out of play. Incompletion will bring up 3rd down and 8 with 1:29 to go here in the first half.
Well, you look a little time and score, it's kind of hard to determine if that's good or bad in terms of throwing the ball away there. But again, a lot of it will come down on this 3rd down play, and it'll be anxious to see how Waverly decides to handle this timeout situation if they do get a stop.
Third down and 8. Tipton looking to his right. It's a screen pass to the senior Bishop. Initially stood up in the backfield and would just barely make it back to the line of scrimmage. Be marked as about a 2-yard loss.
Clock's going to run. Well, now they are going to decide to take that. Good job of rallying to the football there. That young man, as we've already determined tonight's going to be tough to get to the ground one-on-one. He ran through a little bit of some would-be tacklers, but good job of rallying a bunch of defenders to the football. What are you going to be up to in the weeks to come? You guys decided that yet, or?
Nothing official.
Okay.
Next week, Minford at West was one we were eyeing, so obviously that would be our second West game in a matter of about 6 days.
Well, but you're really getting into that time of year as we flip into the second half of the year where some of these conference races are going to be fun to watch, and therefore sometimes it is going to be doubling up teams because the good teams are obviously playing big games each week.
It's our our 3rd time seeing Waverly in the first 5 weeks.
Wow. But again, that says something about the schedule they play.
Week 1 against Miami Trace, Week 3 against Uniota, now Week 5 against Portsmouth West.
Hard to argue those games. Did you get a piece of it?
A shanked punt from Parker will roll out of bounds inside the Senator 40-yard line. Another favorable start in terms of field position for the Tigers.
Well, West has certainly given Waverly multiple opportunities here on the plus side of the field The last possession, we saw them answer real well with a fine play from the defensive back. I don't recall who made that play down here in the end zone. Do you remember the defensive back? That was outstanding. Coleman. Yeah, that was a you hate to say game saver in the second quarter, but certainly took a touchdown off the board.
Tigers take over on the plus 39-yard line, 1st down and 10. Kelly back to throw, firing to his right into coverage. It's brought down by the junior Pollard. Flags are down around the 30-yard line. Pollard just about a yard shy of the line to gain.
30-yard line, 30 marker on the play.
Pretty good football all the way around in terms of good throw, went up strong too. The coverage was there. I think with the nature of the play where he went up high, it'll be interesting to see. I'll be honest, I thought that was good. We're always going to put safety first, as we should in today's time, but I thought that was just good football all the way around, and I thought that young man made a great catch, strong hands, bringing it down. 1st down opportunity.
Connection from Kelly to Pollard is good enough for the 1st down. Here's Kelly back to pass. Once again on 1st down, forced out of the pocket to the left side. Connects with Swords across the 25-yard line. Brought down hard by Trevor Fike.
Well, we get our first taste of a little bit of rivalry football, and the Waverly coaches are trying to tell them we don't have time to worry about it. We got to get on the ball and go. So now we got a stoppage of play. Certainly a physical finish at the end of that play. Then we got up and we had a little bit of probably a little bit of a flop and so forth. But again, you're just seeing some good old-fashioned rivalry football start to meet here late second quarter. And with the clock ticking, I think Waverly was trying to get their guys back on the ball to go.
23 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Still one timeout remaining for Waverly.
So there was a timeout. I couldn't determine why it was stopped.
Officials going to take it from 23 to 47 seconds, so they'll put, or excuse me, 27 seconds, so they'll throw 4 extra seconds onto the board.
I'm not sure I understand exactly where the stoppage comes from, but here we go either way.
Clock will roll on the snap. Here's Kelly on 2nd down. It's brought down by his receiver. That looks to be Mason Sparks. Timeout Waverly.
Another example of some great high point in terms of going up and catching the football. This time it's Sparks. And we got an opportunity down into the red zone to see if Waverly can't grab the lead. A couple shots at the end zone. At least an opportunity to maybe with their field goal unit tie things up.
Ball spotted at the 12-yard line, 20 seconds remaining. No timeouts left for the Tigers. Still 2 left for the Senators.
Even though you have a couple yards to play with on the 1st down, you're pretty much taking shots at the end zone. Time-wise, what would you say? Would they 2, maybe 3, depending on the routes they're running? 2 for sure, in terms of as long as they take shots to the end zone?
If you get tackled towards the sideline inbounds would probably be worst-case scenario. Then you got to run guys all the way back to the nearest hash.
Watch the screen action up here. It's the go-to play I've seen from Waverly throughout the year. They love to use Swords in that action.
4 receivers set, 3 to the field. Kelly back to throw, forced out of the pocket. That's Lohr in coverage. It is caught by Pollard. He's pushed out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. That ran the clock down to 13 seconds. Short pickup on 2nd down.
Good football on both sides. West defensive backs doing a nice job of protecting the end zone. Waverly doing a good job of working to the side. But absolutely what Waverly could not have in terms of field goal position here with the penalty.
Penalty will move the Tigers out of the red zone.
So we're probably, about 39 yards right now, if my math is correct? which sometimes it's not, but I think that's right.
Plenty of time left on the play clock, still plus 10 for the Tigers.
Maybe a quick out route type thing just to try to get himself in the position.
Kelly under some pressure, able to maneuver out of the pocket, firing downfield. He's got his man. That's Pollard inside the 10 and out of bounds. 7 seconds remaining for the Tigers.
Well, you give Pollard credit on the catch getting out of bounds, but that is outstanding quarterback play. I mean, as he steps up in the pocket, if he goes down there, the half is over, and he's able to avoid the rush and deliver a strike. And now you certainly do have a decision to make here. You can take a shot at the end zone, but it's going to have to be pretty quick.
2nd down and 5, 7 seconds remaining for the Tigers. Pollard in motion. Kelly looking to throw, forced out of the pocket. Firing to the end zone. It is incomplete.
That's the half.
As time expires. That'll take us to the break. Portsmouth West out in front 10-7 after the first half. You're watching Ohio High School football on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
At Ohio Health, you can see your doctor here or here, on this or on these. And no matter if you're over here, over there, or anywhere in between, you'll feel good knowing Ohio Health provides the finest care anywhere. Schedule care today at ohiohealth.com/finestcare.
Hey everyone, Mike Glockner.
Welcome back in. It is currently 10-7 at the half. West leading Waverly. This is John Bruce stepping in for Dewey Daly at the halftime with Mr. Shane Combs. I have SVC Sports Talk on the X or Twitter, and Shane is SVC Sports Zone. So, my mentor on the website stuff here with me, so it's a pleasure. We've called a couple games together before. What did you think in that first half? I mean, especially with, both teams kind of bouncing back on stealing momentum from each other quickly.
Yeah, I'm trying to almost sort it out. As you go to the locker room, a lot of times I feel like in all my years of coaching, you can make the glass half full or half empty just about every time, right? Yeah. And it's one of those things where, man, I really feel a mixed bag in terms of both sides. I love how West had come on the road and played the first quarter the way they did, dominating time of possession there on some of the stats you were passing me, and I thought they were playing the game exactly the way they wanted. I'm sure they would like to have punched that in, but they had the early field goal. Then Waverly kind of flips the field and goes, and then we have the special play from West, and there in that last 6 minutes, you felt like both teams probably go to the locker room feeling like they left something on the table. So here we are at 10-7, still anybody's game, but yeah, I'm sure both teams, if they were going to answer that question for you, could probably answer it on both sides of the coin.
Yeah, and then I mean, for how good West has been in everything special teams besides punting, because 18 yards and a 4-yard punt. I would almost say go for it at that point because you're not getting anything out of it. And now I think the reason why Mason Parker is back there is partially to give that option of maybe going, but both times they've had to punt, it's been 4th and 9 or more. So I'm thinking, if you're West, do you have another kicker that can do it in case it's more than 5 yards? Because I think at 5 yards, Parker's got the ability to just go. And I know that's something Coach Holland used to do at Payne Valley, where he always had a good athlete punting because sometimes, especially the rugby style, you can get out there and maybe pick up a first down.
Yeah, you really can. And in high school, you think about the preparation week to week, there's only so much time and certain things get overlooked. And you hear coaches talk on the scoreboard show every week about special teams. It's a third of the game, how important it is. And you're exactly right. When you start rolling that punter out, you really have a choice to make in terms of, a live runner is going to play. But you are correct on the other side of what you said, too. Minus a couple of those plays, the Jeffrey Bishop, he's been terrific. What a terrific athlete. I made the comment, even obviously the 88-yard touchdown return on the kickoff, but I said even on the punts, I was impressed his ability to play the ball off the turf. I mean, he was winning 15, 20 yards of field position, so what a weapon.
On that one where he had the big return, he picked it up about the 43. The big return was negated by a block in the back. They still get it at the 45. That ball might have ended up inside the 20
easily
because it was going head over tea kettle, and it was flying. So that's a big play. Even though it got pulled back a little bit, it still changed field position big time for them. And Waverly, I feel like tightened things up a little bit in special teams because really on that return, Bishop had 2 different lanes. I thought he picked the wrong one, but it didn't matter. I thought he could have just gone out to the left. That he had his option. It was whichever one he picked, he was scoring on because it must have been something West had seen on Waverly because they had that thing. It was almost he had one man to beat, and then it was the Red Sea after that.
Well, and we even talked about the kicking game in the terms of the ability to kick it deep. More times than not, I like that, but the thing in high school I don't love about it is you're kicking it to the other team's best athlete, and there are so many examples in small school, and because even though this is bigger school to our area, it's still small school high school football. A lot of times I don't know the term I want to use. I don't want to say sneaking guys on, but you're trying to give other guys breaks, right? So you're getting more guys onto the field in special teams. When all of a sudden you've got an athlete like that young man coming at you, and maybe you have an extra sophomore on the field or an extra. So that's an interesting dynamic too as you look into the second half. If we do get into a special team opportunity, are you going to let 18 touch it? My answer would be no.
Right. So, if we just look at, the wider span of our area, we don't really get a chance to stream anything Ironton because they have a TV network that does it. But they've got Sean Terry, who's a kid who, I want to say it was 14 touches, and he had scored 7 touchdowns through 3 weeks. And he's almost taken away offensively at times because he's so dynamic that people are double teaming him. He already has a couple kick returns for touchdowns. Last night, to start the second half, me and Tim Daly were talking about, if Piketon can get a stop here, well, Piketon kicks off. Aiden Dunn, who, because Carter Langley was out, so they're not really throwing the ball, is able to make a huge play in the game, an 84-yard kickoff return that he got tackled at the 2, which is, unfortunate for him, but they scored 2 plays later. And so it goes from everything Piketon talked about at the half is immediately wiped out by that huge kickoff return. So special teams is massive. And where you said the ability to kick the ball deep, even one got in the end zone from West, but the other one, I think it was...
it was just short. About the 4-yard line.
Yeah, about the 4-yard line. But to one of the really good athletes for Waverly, they get it out to the 30. Mm-hmm. So, even if you kick it deep, like you said, the best athletes are going to be out there. And
I'm seeing more and more times, and I know with your soccer background, you love the different types of kicks. Yeah. I'm seeing more and more teams that have a dynamic, onside kick package, either with a little bit of the squib or a little bit of they'll pop it up into certain areas.
Yeah.
Last night, Payne Valley's defense comes out there up 14-0 against Westfall. Shutting that offense out in the first half was impressive. So what's Westfall do? They come right out in the second half. They win 2 onside kicks, starting the half with one of them. So it's just, if you have some opportunities in your special teams and with your kicking game, I just think it gives you a real opportunity. Now listen, I love Waverly's aggressiveness, the way that they went for it on a 4th down call that I don't know if I'd have had the guts to make, and they convert. When they got down there in the time and scored, you feel like, man, are they going to look back on that 3 points that they could have had? And again, in high school football, it doesn't mean you're going to make it, but they were certainly into the field goal range there. What were they at there at the last? Do you have that down? Is it inside the 10?
They got down to the 7. Yeah, it was the 7. So what is that?
24-yard field goal. So, I mean, it's not automatic, but it's certainly a makeable field goal.
We watched Hunter Hawken pregame, and his kickoffs are pretty good, so I feel like it's makeable. I think, he's a junior. He's played a lot of football. I think what they were trying to do was get a quick look for Mason Kelly, but West did such a good job of pressuring him, he had to move outside the pocket, and then that just
he had an original wide receiver coming off his left side, and then once he rolled to the right, the half was over at that point.
Yeah. And the ball he threw wasn't a bad throw. No. It's just, if maybe his receiver sees that he's breaking out, he can adjust the route a little bit earlier, and then just, time running out. But for Waverly, I like the fact that, Kelly struggled a little bit in that first half against Uniota. And since then, starting late in the first half and through last week, even this first half, he was 10-16 in the first half, but one was a great play by a DB, knocking it down. A couple of really good plays.
Huge play.
Yeah, a couple of really good plays by West in the secondary, but he did a really good job getting them down to the 7. His receivers high-pointing the ball. A couple of those balls almost looked like they might have been 50-50 shots, but at the same time, he knows where to throw it to his guys to give them the best opportunity to make a play. And, overall, I've been really impressed with the way Mason Kelly's ran this offense, obviously with Jace Hurd. Now, the 2 4th downs where they got stopped short, there's 4th and 2 on both. Is that just overthinking to not go to Jace Hurd? I know that Quentin Hurd is a haul to get down, but he's been there on their 4th and shorts. So West is selling out on it right in the middle. So maybe looking to get Hurd on the outside?
Well, that was a huge stretch, I guess, with everything that went on that we didn't kind of come back to. I'm glad you did. Remember, they had the stop, and then you had just unforced error, basically, that gives them right back to them. But, yeah, that's a fair point. If you remember, it seems like West is doing a really nice job right in the middle, but off tackle or just off the edge a little bit is where Waverly seems to have found something there. So, on the short yardage, anytime you're handing that young man the ball, I don't think it's a bad call. But again, I do like Waverly's aggressiveness. I think what happens when you have a high-powered offense that loses time of possession the way they did in the first quarter, I think you get anxious. And I don't even say that in a bad way. I think sometimes, we want snaps. We feel like our athletes are really good. We want to try to get the ball in their hands, and I think they probably experience that a little bit late first quarter, early second quarter.
Now, we talked about Hunter Hawk as a kicker. Those, I can't say those are both of those field goals would have been 38 to 43 yards. So I think you're going to go for it.
No. Yeah, I don't question those calls at all. The only field goal that I thought was maybe in play was on the final play of the half.
Yes, I agree. So I just wanted to make sure we were clear on that. Yeah. So no one was thinking we were second guessing Coach Crabtree.
No. He's won a few more Friday nights than the two of us together.
Yes. Yeah. So with. Both running backs have done well. Jace Hurd with 12 carries for 64 yards. He had that highlight reel 27-yard run where it was right after you had talked about him kind of powering through. Then that next play, he made a couple men miss, and then he went back to power as he stiff-armed a guy down and then makes a play, and I think maybe ran out of a little juice at the end, and I think that's why they didn't go to him on the next couple plays.
That's fair, yeah.
Because, I mean, having to make as many men miss as he did was really impressive by Hurd. And, you know, he's one of the top running backs in this area, and I think Mason Parker for West has to be in that conversation too. They lost Ryan Sissel to graduation, obviously is a huge loss because he was just a man amongst boys last year, and that's why he's at Marshall now. But, I mean, Mason Parker's done an outstanding job with them. I mean, he's 10 carries for 63 yards so far in the first half. So, and that was with a quick 3 and out, actually 2 quick 3 and outs. And then they also didn't even have possession because the kickoff return for touchdown. So
yeah, I thought both guys. What impresses me, what I think separates certain backs from others, John, is when you get that full package. You know, a lot of teams will have that change of pace where they'll have the power back, they'll have the scat back, or whatever. The elite backs like these two young men, they have the whole package,
yeah.
And you saw that in the first half. You saw times where they were just running angry, I call
yes.
it, inside, but at the same time you would see the ability to make people miss, and they have the home run ability too to break through the line of scrimmage and hit the home run. You come into the game and you say, okay, well West does so much on the ground. Well, West averages 40 a game. You know what I mean? So it's not let's not act like they can't score. So both defenses at 10-7 have to probably feel pretty good about how they played.
Yeah, and then one receiver to highlight was Cody Swords for Waverly, number 84.
He's terrific.
Done a really good job. Just a second, I've got him 5 catches, 61 yards, made some guys miss, done a really good job. And then, obviously, with the kickoff return for a touchdown, Jeffrey Bishop is another guy for West who he's only got 4 touches. He doesn't have a whole lot of yardage on offense, but they've done a good job of trying to get him the ball, and we've seen what he can do in the special teams to really make a difference in this game so far.
Let me throw something at you real quick, because you get to see so much area where I usually am a little bit more SVC focused. So as you come into the second half of the season, I really feel like this you know, as we get into week 6 through 10, you start to get into conference champions. Okay, with the playoffs, that'll kind of be its second season when they're there. With these two teams here tonight, maybe you throw in Wheelersburg and the SOC, and then like with Waverly, you know, the head-to-head against Zane Trace, and you know, when you look SVC, SOC, what are some things you'd throw out to those fan bases listening tonight in terms of what you're looking for down the stretch?
Well, I think with the SOC, I think even though West won it last year, I think it still goes through Wheelersburg. Going through a young quarterback, but it's such a good program. I think both of these two teams can make some noise there. Minford off to a 2-0 start in league play. Jeffrey Pica is a monster. He had a huge game last night against Northwest. So I think those are the 4 teams that, you know, I don't know if Minford can get Waverly, West, or Wheelersburg, but I think it's these 2 teams.
So enough balance to where this isn't like an elimination game tonight or anything like that.
No.
Okay.
Now, I'm not sure if it's the same Wheelersburg team that it's been the last few years, so that's where I think, you know, maybe it wouldn't be that crazy to see like a 3-way tie with everybody having 1 loss. But
so maybe it's fair to say this could be an elimination in terms of an outright title.
Yes, I think so. I'm not sure any of the teams can lose twice. You know, we'll see, obviously, but I do think in that way, this is not an elimination game for an overall title, but like you said, an outright title. And both these teams are going to be in the playoffs. I think both have a chance to have a home game in week 1, which would be the traditional playoffs 4, but the more traditional over the last 25 years of 8 teams. I think those, to me, if you got a home game, I think that's, even if you don't win it, I think that says a lot about your season, because that's a traditional playoff
no question.
output. And I think both these teams are on their way to having a very good chance to host. Both are in ridiculous regions. You know, with Waverly and Uniota have to go to the Southwest to play and that's just, it's very tough. Like Uniota with a 4 seed last year, getting to face Clinton Massey. Yeah. Clinton Massey just goes, hey, we want a state title, so we're going to go schedule up in our first 5 weeks. It doesn't matter. We're going to get in the playoffs. And it didn't matter because they made it to week 3 of the playoffs, and they were a load. So for the SOC, I would say they've got at least 4 teams that are likely to make the playoffs from the SOC2. SBC, this is going to sound crazy because they started off 4-0. It's uphill for Piketon to make the playoffs because they got to come back next week at Uniota, then they have Paint Valley the week after. So it's just a gauntlet for them, 3 straight weeks of the 3 best other teams.
The good news is, though, that one of those wins would be...
Yes, one of those wins gets them in.
Yeah.
So, and if they can win 2 of them, I think they have a good chance to win, still get a piece of the SVC. Because St. Trace has to go week 8 at Uniota, then they have Paint Valley in week 10. Paint Valley has Piketon week 7, Uniota week 8, and then St. Trace.
I believe Uniota 9.
Week 9, and then,
Piketon, St. Trace. Piketon, Uniota, St. Trace for Paint Valley goes 7, 9, 10. Yeah.
And then for Uniota, it goes 6, 8, 9.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
so we have everything, and we certainly have everything in front of us head to head. Now, is it fair? Because again, I think with the schedule they played, and I think with the way the Adena game played out last week, I thought some people started to turn their back on St. Trace, and St. Trace kind of, I think, took it to heart last night and said, hey, don't forget about us.
One of the biggest things to me is I feel like last night is more of what style they probably should still be playing.
Fair.
I think that power, and that's the biggest thing for like Carter Langley last year was they were so run heavy, power heavy that it opened up the passing, and that's why
I thought their offensive line last night was impressive.
It was amazing effort last night from them, and I feel like that's back to what they're best at, and I think that's when you see Langley able to put up big numbers because they've got really good wide receivers on the outside, and Dunn and Stewart. The Higgins kid didn't have any catches last night, but very good athlete, and then that's just eventually going to make things a little easier for Blake Phillips to run it. Riley Hartzell had a big couple of years and then had really struggled to start this year, but had a big game last night. That St. Trace, if they can get healthy, because they still have Fetters to come back.
Oh, yeah.
Langley did play about 15 to 20 plays last night. Threw one really nice ball down the seam. So if they can get back and be healthy, I think I picked them in the preseason to win it. It'll be tough at Uniota to win that, but at the same time, they're kind of expecting to win. They shook off those first 2 weeks because, I mean, Logan Elm, I have them 2 in my power rankings for the whole SOSA area. And then you had Waverly, who is very good.
No question.
And week 2. So, I mean, they had to bounce back off of those 2 games. And then kind of once they got a win, they were starting to roll a little bit. They've got 2, I won't say guaranteed wins coming up, but they have 2 games they should win coming up before Uniota. And then we got the big one week 8, which we'll be there to stream that one for sure. But
Piketon going to Uniota next week becomes really big because it's an elimination game if Piketon loses. But all of a sudden, if Piketon could rebound, now things get really interesting because, as you said in the SOC, SVC feels like it has 4 teams that are going to be a player in there.
Yeah, if Piketon can win one of the next 2 weeks, they're going to be in the playoff. It's just you don't expect your first 4 games to get 1 win out of it, especially when they've played some programs that have won in the past. So it's just like Valley is in a rare couple-year lull. They'll be back. Oak Hill, I don't know what's going on there. They just had really low numbers, so not really what you expect. But we're getting ready to hit halftime, so we're going to hit a commercial break here. Thanks for spending this time with me, Shane.
Hey, enjoyed it.
We'll get this commercial break, and then we'll have Dewey on to finish halftime.
At Ohio Health, you can see your doctor here or here, on this or on these. And no matter if you're over here, over there, or anywhere in between, you'll feel good knowing Ohio Health provides the finest care anywhere. Schedule care today at ohiohealth.com/finestcare.
Hey everyone, Mike Glockner
I'm Brandon Callahan.
of the all-new Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Service Center in Portsmouth, Ohio. We have a $39.95 oil change special going on right now. That includes a free tire rotation and free multi-point inspection. Schedule your appointment online at glocknercdjr@portsmouth.com.
So this week, all proceeds go to the Waverly Athletics. This is going to be a reverse raffle.
Third quarter, just a few moments away here. Big thank you to John Bruce for providing all of the statistics right on hand here for us tonight, as well as the halftime show alongside Shane. Once again, big thank you to John. Also, big thank you to Glockner Family of Dealerships, Parmar Stores, McDonald's, and Willie & Son Trucking for making our weekly live streams possible. Halcon to boot it away for the Tigers. Second half underway from Rediger Field. Here's Bishop inside his own 20 towards the far sideline, now to midfield, up the middle of the field. He's crossed the 40-yard line up to the Senator 45. Flags are down around the spot of the tackle.
That came in late enough to maybe be a face match. John and I just talked about the strategy of kicking to that young man. I do think they were at least trying to pin him to the sideline or whatnot, but he's just a dynamic athlete, and every time he touches it, you certainly stop the watch.
Face mask on the Tigers after during the tackle. That'll push West up to midfield right at the 50-yard line, first down and 10.
Another special team situation, setting up great field position here for West.
Fike motions across the line of scrimmage, I formation here for the Senators on first down. It's Parker stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Short pickup on the play for the junior.
Just across the 50.
Nice start for the Waverly defensive front there.
A 31-yard field goal from Jack Holbrook, along with a 88-yard kickoff return from Jeffrey Bishop, has accounted for all 10 points for the Senators. For the Tigers, I believe it was an 18 or 19-yard touchdown pass from Mason Kelly to Cody Sworge, which has resulted in their 7 points in the first half. On second down, Tipton back to throw, firing down the middle of the field for Bishop. It is tipped away and incomplete, pass deflected by Lane Bear.
Haven't seen much in the passing game in terms of pushing the ball downfield, and give a lot of credit there to the Waverly defender. Looked like Bear, nice recovery to kind of come back underneath that route and break it up. On one hand, you like the shot that they take. On the other hand, the incompletion sets up the third and long, and Waverly defense with a chance to get off the field perhaps if they're able to come up with a stop.
Here's Parker straight ahead on third down and 9. Needs the 40-yard line. He'll be brought up about 4 yards shy of the line to gain.
Probably a 4-down territory in terms of the play call and what we've watched in the first half. Again, I feel like both teams trying to keep or steal some extra possessions.
Ball spotted at the 44. Senators need the 40. Fourth down, I formation for West. Tipton will hand it off. That's Lohr straight ahead on first down. Nowhere to go. The Tigers make a stand on fourth down.
Wow. I think a lot of people may be thinking the ball going to go to Parker in some way. They go to the up back, trying to maybe catch him off and give Waverly a lot of credit. They'll start their first possession with some great field position here as they try to cut into this 10-7 lead.
Tigers take over on their own 44. First look at the Tigers here in the second half. First down, Kelly looks to throw to the far sideline. It's complete to the junior. That's Cody Swartz, just a couple of yards shy of the first down.
Great hands from Swartz. I've just been so impressed with him on film this week and preparation for this game, and then watching him in person here tonight. Terrific athlete, good size, good strong hands. Made a good catch there.
7 yards on the connection, second down and 3 on the 49. Straight ahead, it's Hurd. He's got the first down. He'll be brought down right at the 45, now in Senator territory.
Thought center Nate Welch did a nice job there at the point of attack, opening up the hole and again moved the chains now into the plus territory. And as we talked about in the first half, Waverly will go with a little bit of pace.
First down, here's Hurd right up the middle. Brought down in the backfield for a short loss.
Jacob Tipton arriving there first from his middle linebacker position, making a real nice play at the point of attack. Give him a tackle for loss to give us the 2nd and 11.
Second down and 11 from the 46. Hurd motions to the bottom of the screen. Kelly looking to throw to the far sideline. It is incomplete. Pass intended for Mason Sparks.
One of the first balls I've seen get away from him a little bit. I don't know if he expected maybe the receiver to turn that up at a different angle, but that couple higher balls in the first half I thought were a little bit by design in terms of going up to the sides inside some tough coverage. That time I thought that ball just settled on him a little bit.
Third down and 11. The ball gets away from Kelly. He'll fall on top of it. No, it'll be recovered by the Senators. Trevor Fike in on the recovery for West. A turnover for Waverly inside their own 40.
Well, in the first half, it was West with an unforced ball handling mistake. This time it's Waverly. Right when you think Waverly's getting a little tempo and ready to go, they make the ball handling mistake, and prime field position here for West with a chance to go down and try to push this to 2 possession. And in a 2 possession lead in a game like this would feel much, much bigger just in terms of the way I don't know if you agree with that, dude. Just the way the game is kind of played out, it feels that way to me.
Senators take over on the Tiger 38. Here's Parker on first down across the 30-yard line, just about a yard shy of the line to gain.
That's some big-time work by the right side of that offensive line. Big shout-out to Woods and the Thompson in there. And then you had the lead push there from getting darker on me up here. Windsor. Wanted to give some credit to the blockers. I know we highlight the runners so much, but those guys doing a great job.
Toss to the near side. Here's Parker on second down. He's got the first down for the Senators. Inside the Tiger 25.
I hate to make it so simple, but it really, when offenses like West get down into this 4-down territory, I go back to what I said earlier. If you avoid the false start, if you avoid the hold, and you're running the ball hard 4 straight times, that's a tough ask for the defense to stop.
First down, it's the junior Parker, not a whole lot of room. He's brought down near the line of scrimmage.
Good start for the Waverly defense. Again, in the 4-down territory, it becomes a little bit more difficult.
Second down and 9. Here's Tipton on the keeper, right up the middle, brought down around the 20.
We've seen Bishop in the special teams area tonight. That time they bring him in motion and use him as a little bit of a decoy, a little play fake to him. Middle of the Waverly defensive line doing a good job of staying true, and 3rd and 7. We talked about the leg in the West kicking game earlier. I'd say this is coming right up on that area. John and I talked a lot of kicking at the half there, and right now we're right around that 37-yard mark. I mean, that's certainly doable.
6:46 remaining in the third. First time out of the half for
Play
the
clock.
Senators.
Play clock was going down there, and the coach bailed him out.
Teachers split the putt, tickets out. Split the putt. The winning ticket is orange, but keep your white ones in case no one cleans it. The second ticket is white. We need an orange ticket. That number is 566.
So at this point, the 36-yard field goal attempt would be what they're sitting on here. So it'll be interesting to see what they decide to do depending on how this play goes. I'd say anything positive over a couple yards, they'll probably continue to go for it. But that's certainly into play from what we watched in warm-ups and what we watched in the first half there from West. You keeping the ball on the ground here, Dewey, or are you looking to go back? We watched them look downfield there earlier in this drive. We had not seen that as much in the first half.
Assuming it's 4-down territory, I'd assume just keep it on the ground. Third down and 7 from the Tiger 19. Bishop in motion, flag down before the handoff. Straight ahead, it's
I think that's
Parker
coming
to
back.
the 15.
I think we had a little movement. They had a bunch of stuff going on, trying to use it as a little bit of a decoy, and I think they just had their timing off, and that certainly changes things up here a little bit. So now all of a sudden you go from a 36-yard field goal to 41 is what you're sitting on right now. So again, you're looking at the 2-down territory versus the field goal opportunity. Be interesting to see in the play calling here what they decide to do.
Penalty makes it 3rd down and 12 for the Senators. Ball on the 24. Bishop in motion. He'll take the sweep across the 25. Brought down right around the line of scrimmage. That's Creed Smith in on the stop.
Great job by Waverly to set the edge. Earlier they had taken Bishop in motion more as a decoy. That time they're going to hand it to him, and Waverly on the left side of its defensive line setting an edge, doing a great job there, and pushing them probably right on the brink of field goal range in terms of the kicker's range, but they're going to go ahead and take a shot to move the chains here.
4th down and 11 for the Senators. Tipton rolling left, looking to throw. Flag down around the 30. Firing to the end zone for Bishop. Pass is incomplete.
He was certainly there, had his man able to connect, but I don't know that it was going to matter anyway, because I think we had a flag drop back here around the 29, and yeah, we're going to have holding, and it was going to come back anyway. So obviously with it being incomplete, it's a turnover on downs because of the decline of the penalty. Give Waverly defense another tip of the cap. Dewey, you and I were sitting there talking over. Take the over in the pregame. I don't know that that's going real well for you. Give the defenses a lot of credit, because even help me out here, John. Even over half the points on the board are special teams driven, right? So
10 of the 17. Tigers take over on the 23-yard line. First down and
There's
10.
another
A high
bad snap
over the head of Kelly. Rolling to his right, he'll dump it off to Mason Pollard, who gets out of bounds right around the line of scrimmage. Check that, Lane Bear on the reception.
Well, that had terrible written all over it again, and give the quarterback a lot of credit. Didn't panic, able to bring the possession back, and even though they get a loss, that's certainly better than what the alternative could have been.
Second down, Kelly firing to the right side. It's potentially
Did
picked
they give the
off.
interception
We'll wait
possession?
for the ruling.
They're going to come together to see. Watching it live, I thought the defender beat him to the ball and had the interception.
Potentially an interception for Jeffrey Bishop. We'll wait for the official call on the field.
Call the play is an interception. West ball.
Picked off by the Senators.
I think that's the right call.
Bishop. Coming up big on second down for West.
Well, back and forth we go. Defense is continuing to take the game over. That time, West coming up with another play. Now Waverly's defense is going to be asked to rise to the challenge one more time. But again, the West offense taking over in some prime field position.
Fourth interception on the season for that West defense. Second of the year for Jeffrey Bishop.
Can't say enough about that young man and how he impacts the game in every phase.
Senators take over on the Tiger 26. First down, play action. Tipton looking to throw, firing to the end zone. Touchdown, Senators. 26 yards. Fifth receiving touchdown of the season for Jeffrey Bishop. 16-7 lead for West.
Well, speaking of Bishop, that time right off the turnover, I know a lot of coaches really believe in that. You take a shot right off of a sudden change. I thought he had Bishop originally down the middle. He kind of went with the patience, the good job of protection from the offensive line, and he hits him for the big play.
Holbrook on for the point after, splits the uprights, and the lead is now to 10. 17-7, West leading with 5:08 left in the third. You're watching Ohio High School football on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Michelle and her dad. Decades of dares. 1 month of learning to jump. First day doing it solo. And 2 years since starting cancer treatment at Ohio Health.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie and Son Trucking. Willie and Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie and Son Trucking each week at SOSAOhio.com.
Fourth passing touchdown of the season for Cole Tipton. 17-7 lead for the Senators. Second touchdown of the night for Bishop.
Yeah, a lot going on there here to start the second half. It was a back and forth, both teams making some mistakes, and then right off of that turnover, they utilized their elite athlete in a big pass play, and here they are 17-7. Opportunity for Waverly to answer. This becomes a really big drive for the Tigers to get some points on the board.
Holbrook boots it away. Here's Hurd from inside his own 10. Hurd returned right around the 30-yard line. Tigers offense will trot out, trailing by 10 with 5:02 left in quarter number 3.
Waverly's had some success with Hurd running on the edge, and then in the passing game, they've had some receivers open when they've been able to protect Kelly. I feel like West has done a really nice job in the middle of their defensive line. They've made yards really difficult to find, right up the middle. But West Waverly has had a little bit of success right off of the edge with running herd.
First down from the 30. Kelly drops back to throw, firing to the far sideline, intended for Mason Sparks. Jeffrey Bishop, another interception.
Bishop has completely just taken the night over. I mean, this young man is terrific. I mean, you've seen it in the special teams. Then you had a chance to see it on the offensive side, but now on back-to-back possessions, you see it defensively. And West with an opportunity here to really break this thing open. If you think about a drive here late third quarter, if they're able to go down and add more points, this becomes a very difficult task for the Waverly Tigers.
Senators take over, first down and 10 on the -47. First down, Tipton will hand it off. It's a loss on first down. It was handed off to Jeffrey Bishop.
Number 28, Delgado.
He's brought down by Michael Delgado for about a 5-yard loss.
Well, again, credit to the Waverly kids. Going through some adversity, you've had back-to-back possessions here that you feel like it's slipping away. So what do you need? You need your kids to make a play, and they certainly did that there, giving them the early advantage here on this particular set of downs.
Second down and 15 from the 42. Bishop in motion. Here's Tipton on the keeper to the left side. Brought down just shy of the 45. Tackle.
The flag was pretty late. Face mask perhaps. I mean, it was awfully late.
Tackle by Jake Schrader. Flags are down around the area of the tackle.
In fairness to the officials, a lot of times I've had officials tell me, you see it, and by the time you get the flag and get it out, it doesn't mean it wasn't holding. It just means that you didn't get the flag out in time. I was going to say it's an interesting decision for Waverly. They go with the decline to make it third and long. You're moving the backfield position-wise. Second down would have put them back inside that 40. But I certainly can't disagree with making it third and long because you're in a situation with a stop where they'll most likely punt you the football back. And then I think we moved early up front.
False start on the Senators on third down. That'll push them back 5 more yards.
False start, offense, 5 yards, remaining third down.
You sense a little momentum here from Waverly. Coming up on a big third down.
They'll bring up third and 18 at the 39.
Tipton and Bishop have certainly been on the same page here in this third quarter in the passing game. Let's see if they can dial one up here on a third and long.
Third down and 18. Here's Bishop to the far sideline. Brought down just shy of the 40-yard line. Stood up by a stout Tigers defense.
That time they went under center and brought him in motion and handed him the football. And Waverly, I think by now every eyeball in the stadium is starting to find 18 in white. That time they did a nice job setting the edge, and looks like they're going to get an opportunity to get the football back, which was much needed. Down 10 here. This clock's going to tick under 3 minutes by the time he punts this ball away.
Parker boots it away, much better than the previous kick from Parker. On the return, here's Pollard to the far sideline. He's got a little bit of space towards the right side of the field, eventually brought down right at midfield. Ball will be spotted at the 50.
I'll give John credit for this because the one thing he pointed out when he and I had a nice halftime discussion is in the punting game is the one place where West has struggled a little bit in the special teams. Certainly with an elite athlete with an opportunity to run that ball in the fake, I'm sure That time it was one of his better of the night, but even a low line drive, very returnable. And here at midfield, Waverly with an opportunity and much in need of points as they trail by 10.
17-7 lead for Portsmouth West. 2:47 remaining in the third quarter. Pollard in motion to the left side on first down. Here's Hurd across the 50-yard line, just short of the 45.
Dewey, I don't remember in the first half many issues with the snap. Here, as the game goes on, that's something to keep an eye on. There's been a couple to get away from the quarterback, and even that one was high where Kelly went up to get it.
Second down, Kelly looks to throw to his left, firing in the direction of Tanner Nichols, through the hands and incomplete. Bring up third down and 6.
Yeah, he ran. He had a little option out with the Pollard there in the flat. Certainly had a couple different guys open. That ball again just sailed a little high on him on the quick slant.
Third down and 6 for the Tigers on the plus 46-yard line. Clock stopped at 2:14. Third down, Kelly to his right in the direction of Swords. It's batted away and incomplete.
Bishop and Swords going at it back and forth tonight. It's been really, really fun to watch. Two terrific athletes at the wide receiver and cornerback spot. Just been really, really good football. Two athletes playing really hard against one another.
Fourth down, Tigers going to go for it. Kelly looking to throw to his left for Nichols. It's caught for the first down inside the Senator 35.
What a great catch. Strong hands. That was Coleman there on the coverage. He was the one that ended up saving the touchdown earlier, if I remember correctly. That time he was there on fourth down, and it looks like he's a little banged up, but they're going to go quick.
First down, here's Hurd across the 30-yard line, bounces it out to the near sideline and pushed out of bounds right around the 25, close to another Tiger first down.
Yeah, I think Coleman is hurt. Give him credit there because he's the one that ended up running him out of bounds. I can't tell. Something left leg seems to be bothering him, but Waverly continuing to go with pace here.
Tigers quickly back to the line. Hurd has the first down across the 24-yard line. Flags are down around the tackle.
And that seems to be the story.
It's like somebody lost a shoe.
As the offense gets going, they've just had issues keeping the yellow flag off the field.
Personal foul. Face mask.
Oh, this one's going to go the other way.
65. 15 yards. Half the distance to the goal. It's going to be a first down.
Play that really aids the Tigers here. They're gonna walk this thing well down into the red zone, and let's see if they continue to ride their talented running back down here. They're starting again. I mentioned having some success right off the edge. That time they're running off that right side of the offensive line with Cater and Schrader.
Pollard in motion now back to the far sideline. Kelly looks to throw on first down, rolling to his left. He's got Hurd inside the 5.
What
touchdown, Tigers.
Oh, I was getting ready to say outstanding block, but I think it's going to end up coming back 15 yards the other way.
Looks to be a block in the back on Cody Swords. 2 flags were down at different times, so we could have 2 separate penalties here.
I don't know if it's going to be in the back as much as they're going to call it the unsportsmanlike. He was coming up as the defender turned. It'll be interesting to see how they word this, because I think you'd have a hard time saying it was in the back as the defender started to turn.
Here's the call.
Legal block in the back.
He sure
The
did.
offense. So we have a dead ball, unsportsmanlike on the defense. And it will be marked off in order of occurrence.
So I think what you had is you had the live play, and then you had the reaction to the live play. And what I don't want to get lost in all that is some great quarterback play. He was well protected. From what I was seeing, Dewey, I thought he ended up dropping down to about his third or fourth receiver in that progression, and did a real nice job. And then, you had the wide receiver coming up to make the block to spring him into the end zone, and then I think you had the reaction to that block. And that's a tough situation because, you're trying to play hard to the whistle and you're coming up to make the block. That's where you just got to kind of see that it really wasn't needed.
For the Tigers, given the difference on the penalty yardage, that'll push them up about 4 yards. It'll remain first down. Tigers still able to get the first down. They will need the 2-yard line. First down, Tigers inside the 10. Here's Hurt on first down, straight ahead, touchdown Tigers, flag down around the 10.
Jace Hurt in for the score. 30 marker on field.
Was it shot block? That's 15.
Shot block on the offense. Number 55 and number 56 engaged high and low. 15 yards previous spot. Gains first down.
Well, certainly a big call. Going to take a touchdown off the board, but then the other thing it's going to do is it's going to really flip your down and distance. You were sitting first and, about 5 or 6 with a chance to even get a first down inside. You run a touchdown, and now all of a sudden you're first and forever.
1:26 remaining in quarter number 3. First down from the 23-yard line. Hand off to Hurt. He's brought down right at the 25. Cade Woods in on the stop for West.
Certainly deflating the Waverly here, but you've got to find a way to try to at least get something here to make your third and fourth down opportunities manageable.
Second down, Kelly back to throw, firing to the end zone. It is overthrown and incomplete, intended target, Cody Swartz.
Bishop was on the coverage, and his right leg, I hope just a cramp. I think, I can't tell there. It seemed like he had some discomfort in the right leg, and then here comes Waverly right back to the line.
Third down, Kelly to the near sideline. It is caught, however, out of bounds and incomplete. Intended for Tanner Nichols. Tigers with a 4th and long.
Well, you're out of field goal range most likely, and you have 4th and forever. But again, a lot of opportunities, a lot of things can happen on a 4th down play. So you might as well, with the offensive talent you have, try to take another shot. You never know when you'll draw a penalty. That could help move the sticks.
3 receivers sent, 2 to the field on 4th down. Kelly forced out of the pocket to the far sideline. Down the field, he's got Hurt, who makes the grab, but will be brought up shy of the line the gain. Another turnover on downs for the Tigers.
Got a blitzing linebacker. I think he's the one that comes up with, again, based on how they're reacting to him, I hope a cramp. But he was coming on the all-out blitz and forced him to get rid of it to his running back. And another situation through the penalties and the defense standing up where points come off the board, and we remain at 17-7.
Congratulations to Matt Jackless. Winners of the puck.
just now tuning in, a 17-7 lead for Portsmouth West deep into the third quarter of tonight's SOC2 league matchup. 10 of the 17 points for Portsmouth West coming on special teams. A 31-yard field goal from senior Jack Holbrook, along with a 88-yard kickoff return from Jeffrey Bishop.
And then Bishop's had 2 second-half picks, and then he caught the touchdown as well, so he's had quite the night. Big penalty there. I mean, you're looking, 17-14 late third quarter. Now all of a sudden 17-7 is what it remains. Although that last play did kind of bury them down inside deep in the territory here. Let's see if Waverly's defense can answer.
First down, here's Parker. Sheds the first tackle and is eventually able to get past the 10-yard line. Someone loses a cap. Looks to be fullback Hayden Lohr.
I think they're going to go ahead and run this on out in the third quarter, so it's going to walk us into the fourth quarter here with West up 17-7.
(17-7) lead for the Senators under the Saturday Night Lights here at Rediger Field. We'll take a quick break. Fourth quarter play coming up just a few moments. You're watching Ohio High School football on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
There's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon. That's the slogan, and that's what we believe at Parmar stores. From groceries to gas and all the other stuff you need, Parmar has it. Download the Parmar app for even more savings, and don't forget the Parmar Rewards Card too. We also believe in being a big part of your community, so look for us at the ball game or wherever you are. Shop us today, like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and remember, if there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
This presentation of high school sports on Southern Ohio Sports Authority is brought to you in part by your local McDonald's. McDonald's proudly supports all area athletes again this season. Visit your local McDonald's in Chillicothe, Circleville, Greenfield, and Waverly, and be sure to check out SOSA's newly relaunched podcast, Overtime, presented by McDonald's.
Fourth quarter of play, moments away here from Rediger Field, a 17-7 lead for the West Senators. Second down and 8 on their own 11. Tipton rolling right, looking to throw. Firing downfield to the far sideline, way out of bounds, incomplete. That'll bring up third down and 8. Ball will remain on the 11-yard line.
Good pressure there from Hurd, number 4, from his linebacker position. Kind of forcing the throw away, and big third down play coming up.
Third down, here's Parker right up the middle, barreling past the 15-yard line. Senators needed the 19, close to a first down.
From where they're marking on the outside, it looks to me to be about a yard short. And again, as tempted as you are with a talented back, someone as physical as Parker, with a 10-point lead, going to try to execute some field position here and punt it away. Certainly don't disagree with that decision in terms of the time and score.
Parker back to punt, has traditionally utilized the rugby-style punt. Watch for something tricky here. Parker looked like he may have kept it, will eventually boot it away. It'll roll past the Senator 40-yard line and closer to the 45.
It's an athletic play by the punter there. You know, you're going in that short yardage. Again, if you're just joining us, exactly what John Bruce and I talked about at halftime That was really, really athletic. You know, that's a tricky rule because once he tucks and leaves within those first 2 to 3 steps, you feel like you got to treat him like a ball carrier. And I've seen that call kind of work both ways when it's right there in that gray area. Good field position, still another opportunity.
Tigers start off on the Senators side of the field at the plus 44. 1st and 10. Here's Hurd on first down, bounces it to the near sideline and is brought down just shy of the 40. Short gain on first down for the senior Hurd.
Hurst was right off the left side there from that defensive tackle or defensive end spot. Was one of the Senators on the play.
2nd down, Kelly back to throw, firing deep down the middle of the field for Swords. He's got him! Touchdown, Tigers! 42 yards! Second hookup of the night between Mason Kelly and Cody Swords. As of now, lead cut down to 4.
Well, we've highlighted the matchup of Bishop and Swords all night long, and that time they go play fake and on the inside to Hurd and kind of holds the linebackers, and then they get the one-on-one opportunity on the deep route and an extra point away from cutting this thing to just a field goal difference.
Houck on for the point after. And the kick is good. We've got a 3-point ball game here at Rediger Field, 17-14. West out in front. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Ohio High School football on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
See everything Southern Ohio Sports Authority presented by Ohio Health has to offer by visiting our website at sosaohio.com for complete coverage of area athletes and teams, including game stories, features, live streams of games, player and coach interviews, nightly scores, area standings, and much more. You can even view and purchase action photos from our more than 100 galleries. That's sosaohio.com for the best local sports coverage around.
Hey, Mike Glockner here from the Glockner family of dealerships. Want to wish all the fall sports athletes a very safe and successful year. Good luck.
"42-yard touchdown connection from Mason Kelly to Cody Swords, their second hookup of the night, has cut Portsmouth West's lead down to 3 at 17-14, 10-19 left to go in the final quarter of regulation.
Waverly's had some issues on their kick coverage that time.
Houck attempting an onside kick. It won't roll out the 10 yards.
He was going to take it with him. I think they were just sick of kicking it to 18. They figured, why not try something else? In all seriousness, I do think you'll see something a little different here in terms of trying to contain the return game. It's just something that Waverly's kick coverage has really struggled with here in the last 2 or 3 kicks.
Houck moved back to the 35-yard line. Bishop and Parker, the 2 deep men for the Senators.
West with 9 guys up right there in that onside kick area. See if they look to maybe kick something in the big open area right behind them.
Houck, a squib kick straight ahead. It's caught by Hayden Lohr. He'll return it across the 50-yard line, brought down around the Tiger 47.
That's an outstanding play because, again, if that ball gets by there, it's into that no man's land. And good hands, good athletic play, and he wins his team a chance to start in plus territory. It's a big play. Mark that down.
Ball spotted at the Waverly 48-yard line. Another Senator possession starting off in Tiger territory.
Yeah, dude, I don't want to make too much of that, but again, to me, that's a 30 to 40-yard play, perhaps, in terms of field position.
First down, here's Tipton on the keeper. He's got a little bit of room down the near sideline. Tipton in a foot race down the sideline. He'll stay in bounds. Touchdown, 48 yards.
Big-time kick-out block from Woods, and athletic quarterback getting to the edge and then showing off his speed and staying in bounds all the way down. Nicely done. Great answer from West.
Third rushing touchdown of the season for Cole Tipton. Here's Holbrook on to make it a 10-point lead for the Senators. Kick from Holbrook is good. Lead is back to 10 for Portsmouth West. 24-14, Senators out in front. 10:06 remaining in the final quarter of play. You're watching Ohio High School football on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
At Ohio Health, you can see your doctor here or here, on this or on these. And no matter if you're over here, over there, or anywhere in between, you'll feel good knowing Ohio Health provides the finest care anywhere. Schedule care today at ohiohealth.com/finest care.
Hey everyone, Mike Glockner.
I'm Brandon Callahan.
Of the all-new Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Service Center in Portsmouth, Ohio. We have a $39.95 oil change special going on right now. That includes a free tire rotation and free multi-point inspection. Schedule your appointment online at glocknercdjr@portsmouth.com.
48-yard rushing touchdown from quarterback Cole Tipton. Makes it a 10-point game in favor of Portsmouth West with 10:06 remaining here in quarter number 4.
Yeah, look to me, 65. Cade Woods there on a nice pull-out block from his guard spot there with a big-time lead block to open that up for his quarterback.
Here's Hurd from his own 5-yard line. He's across the 35-yard line, now looking to cut it back towards the middle of the field, now nearing the Waverly sideline, cuts it back to the middle of the field, and is brought down just shy of the 50. Strong return from Hurd.
Another example where an elite athlete is able to catch it in special teams in space, and quite frankly, West very fortunate that didn't go for more. When he came right up on the 40-45, it looked like he had some room to the outside, but nonetheless, good return out to the midfield. And Waverly certainly needs to go with some tempo because they're going to need a minimum of 2 possessions here in the final 9:53 to come back.
Kelly will hand it off on first down. That's Creed Smith brought down right around the line of scrimmage. Jacob Tipton in on the stop for West.
With Hurd making the long return, he needed the quick breather there on first down. Now it looks like he's going to be right back in on second down, and Waverly's right up to the line.
Second down, Kelly to throw. Rolls out of the pocket to his right. Will fire to the near sideline in the area of Coney Swords. It's incomplete. Third down and 10 for Waverly.
West has done a nice job of mixing it up. They brought some pressure from different areas. This time we ended up seeing this in the first half a couple times. They dropped off a little bit and just not a lot of open area back in the secondary there, and they're forced to throw it away. Just like that, third and long.
Third down and 10 for the Tigers. Kelly to his left. It's complete past the yard to gain. That's Tanner Nichols on the reception. First down, Tigers.
Pass complete, number 15, Tanner Nichols. To the Senator.
Much needed. Kelly and Nichols had some good chemistry there out there on that left side. Out across the 40 now, first down.
Hurd on first down across the 40, pickup of about a yard on the play for the senior.
Just not a lot doing in the middle. We highlighted Woods, 65, there on the offensive side a second ago. Give them a lot of credit defensively as well. They've had a little bit of success to the edge, but as far as running in the middle, not much doing.
Hurd motions from the slot to the right hash. Kelly firing deep downfield in the direction of Swartz. It is incomplete. Flags are down around the goal line. Looks to be pass interference on Jeffrey Bishop.
Similar route to the touchdown a second ago. They had previous on the touchdown, they went off a little play fake. This time they do it out of a little bit of a different formation, a little bit different design, but the same type of look. And touchdown the time before, this time with the penalty, and that'll move them down inside the 20, what you got down there, the 24 maybe? 23?
New set of downs for the Tigers inside the West 25. Hurd on first down. He's across the 20 like a cannon out of a cannonball. Touchdown, Tigers.
That is some big-time offensive line play there. Highlight Schrader there from the I've watched him leading the pack there, and Waverly continues to hang in there, refuses to go away. Again, need the extra point to cut this to 3.
Houck on for the point after, cuts it down to a 3-point Senator lead. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Ohio High School football on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Michelle and her dad. Decades of dares. 1 month of learning to jump. First day doing it solo. And 2 years since starting cancer treatment at Ohio Health.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie and Son Trucking. Willie and Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie and Son Trucking each week at SOSAOhio.com.
Tigers cut it down to a 3-point Senator lead off of the Jace Hurd rushing touchdown. 8:18 remaining in the fourth quarter. Houck, a rolling kick recovered by Trevor Fike inside the Senator 40. It will be returned just outside the 45.
Yeah, you look at some of this field position here, Dewey. Even that's Bishop having an impact on the game, even when they don't kick it to him. You know, if you look at the 88-yard touchdown return earlier, and then you look at the other big return out to midfield, so it starts to impact a little bit of the way you kick. So even when it forces the short kick, he's impacting field position just by standing back there.
First and 10 for West on their own 46. First down straight ahead. It's the senior Hayden Lohr. Short pickup on first down for the Senators.
Time does start to become a little bit of a factor here. 7:50 in counting. When you start to look at the play clock, it'll be interesting to watch the tempo of the West run game here as they are holding to the 3-point lead.
Senators out in the eye on 2nd down and 9. Here's Parker, who's tripped up at the line of scrimmage. Short pickup on 2nd down. 3rd down and 8 coming up for West.
Huge 3rd down. The ability to convert here probably going to allow West to possess the ball down under 4.5, almost the 4-minute mark if they're able to convert on this 3rd down. But with a stop, Waverly will be able to get the ball back and not really be in a rush just yet. They'll be able to continue to go at their normal pace.
3rd down, Tipton looks to throw, firing down the middle of the field in the area for Bishop. It's tipped away.
Oh, I think he picked it off the turf. Did they say he got it?
Looks like Lane Bear comes up with the interception, picks it extremely close to the turf. Big turnover for the Senators.
It was a great breakup. When the ball went up, from our advantage point here, it looked to me like I wonder if Bishop's going to be able to catch that ball on the way down, but Bear comes flying in, and he's able to pick it off the turf. Much needed turnover for Waverly. Right around the 28-yard line. Still 6:48, so plenty of time. Trailing only by 3.
Cade Carroll, the deflection, Lane Bear, the interception. 1st and 10 Tigers on the 26. 1st down, here's Hurd straight ahead across the 35-yard line. Nice pickup on 1st down for Waverly.
Went back to a similar run call that they scored the touchdown on. Again, great job by the right side of that offensive line. Waverly going with pace.
2nd down, another handoff to Hurd. Stood up at the line of scrimmage. That's Jacob Tipton in on the stop.
Woods once again for West, just living in the backfield. Even though he wasn't there on the stop, I think he disrupted the timing and at least the direction of where that run was supposed to go. He's a handful.
3rd down and 3 from the -35. Kelly hands it off. Hurd brought down extremely close to the line to gain.
Hurd on the carry. Close to 1st down yardage.
They tightened their formation with a little bit of a shift there and kind of ended up running in that direction just short. I mean, less than a yard. They haven't really done anything with the quarterback under center much tonight, but we'll see what they do here on the 3rd and short.
Tigers need the 38-yard line. We'll have an official measurement as the chain gang trots out to the field.
That's a huge advantage for Waverly, in my opinion, because it gives you an opportunity to huddle the offense and take a look at what you want to do in all situations. They got it.
Snap gets away from Kelly, more or less a direct snap to Hurd. He's tackled for a loss in the backfield. That's Jacob Tipton in on the stop.
Just been some ball handling mistakes here that's really cost Waverly. We've had, 2 snaps in the second half get away, one resulting in the turnover. At that time, like you said, either in the snap or in the quarterback running back exchange, a little bit of an issue, and now it's got them behind the sticks.
Kelly play action on 2nd down and 12, firing in the direction of Swartz. It's picked off. Jeffrey Bishop for the 3rd time tonight.
Give Bishop a lot of credit. That was the touchdown route earlier on, and the next time he runs into a little bit of a pass interference. That time I thought he really anticipated the go route there and went up and made a great play. Now, like, responsible for 3 turnovers now in the second half. Outstanding.
Kickoff return for a score, receiving touchdown along with 3 interceptions on defense. Been an all-around great game for the senior.
The right leg has bothered him all the way back to when I noticed it down here on the goal line back in the third quarter. So I think he's been playing through that a little bit here in the second half as well. Still plenty of time for Waverly, and West will go into somewhat of that 4-minute offense where I'm sure they'll want to take the run game and see if they can run the clock here a little bit. But honestly, Waverly has shored up the run defense a little bit here in the second half.
Under 5 minutes to play, the Senators just outside their own 30-yard line. Still 3 timeouts remaining for Waverly. Here's Parker on first down. Short pickup for the junior.
Well, I think we're going to get a whole lot of Mason Parker here, and Waverly's going to have to be up to the challenge. First down, pretty solid job there, only getting a yard. But again, the clock starts to tick, and paying attention to the ticking 4:30 and counting, and the play clock still with 15. So if West wants to slow the tempo here, they certainly will have the opportunity to do so.
Tipton under center. Here's a pinch to the right side. That's Parker across the 35-yard line. Flags rein in around the 25.
I think Hurd ended up drawing a little bit of attention to it on the corner there, and I think he's going to get the flag. So give him credit. He kind of brought attention to it there and paid off, and that'll back him up. You know, the penalty yardage is funny because, you know, we put it down as one penalty for, you know, X amount of yards, but a lot of times when you take a look at where the play went, that stuff adds up a lot more than what it shows on the stat sheet. $10 for 85 in terms of penalties for West.
8 for 60.
And 8 for 60 on the Waverly side.
Flags rain in before the snap. Looks to be a false start on the Senators.
Well, now you're not only backing them up, you're also continuing to win some field position out of all of it. Because on the run, Dewey, I thought we were pushed out about the 35, and then the hold brings them back, and then now you follow that up with this penalty. It's second and forever. I guess the only advantage for West is the clock is running as they reset.
Second down, Tipton on a keeper to the right side. He's across the 20-yard line and brought down just shy of the 25.
They're going to set the ball at around 3:40. So, you know, on the play clock, looks like we're going to have this third down snap just shy of the 3-minute mark. And then we'll look to see how Waverly's going to handle. I was watching on their PAT on the kick. To me, it looked like it had a good 20-yard coverage. So as we start looking at maybe some field goal range late in this thing, I certainly think anything into the 35 range is a doable kick for Waverly if it comes down to that where they're trying to tie the game.
2 men in the backfield alongside Tipton. He'll keep it on third down, pushing forward past the 25, brought down well shy of the line to gain. Timeout, Waverly.
Really good clock management by Waverly here. Some people say keep that timeout on the offensive side, but the thing of it is, you're allowing a lot of time to tick away by doing that. So now by using the timeout, you save that, and man, we're coming up on a really, really big snap and punt in terms of field position in this tight game. What a game tonight. Fun to be a part of.
Both teams held way under their average points per game throughout the first 4 weeks. For West, it was 39.5. For Waverly, right at 36.
We joked about the over early, but we are starting to get a little bit of that here. We've had a little bit of that offensive punch into the second half.
Parker to punt it away on 4th down for the Senators. Punt nearly blocked by Dylan Leith. Instead, Parker able to get it away. It'll take a Tiger bounce before being downed around the Waverly 48. Good starting field position for the Tigers.
Good snap there. Number 21. I don't have my roster in front of me for West. Number 21 there, Norman. I wanted to highlight that because it's something that just goes unnoticed in the high school game. I mean, that's a really, really important play there. You get the snap, you get that punt out of there, and then now we're going to see if West defense has one more stop in them. And again, just in a 3-point game, the kicking game could certainly still play a part in this. Obviously, if you're Waverly, you're thinking go down and get it in the orange paint to win it, but the kicking game certainly could play a factor.
First down, here's Hurd across midfield, pickup of about 3 on the carry from the senior Hurd.
With 2:40 and counting, the run game's still in play, especially as fast as Waverly plays. But again, you're probably, say, a minute 20 away from some of that starting to go away, depending on your timeout situation.
Second down and 7. Kelly looks to throw, firing to the right side. He's got Swords across the 40-yard line. First down, Tigers.
First down helps to stop that clock momentarily. Again, Waverly will get right up on the line. The chains are set, and the clock starts to tick again. We're coming up on 2 minutes.
First down, a handoff to Hurd. Ball is loose. On top of it, it's Bishop.
Wow.
Forced loose by Trevor Fike. Jeffrey Bishop comes up with the fumble recovery. Portsmouth West takes over on their own 30. Big time turnover with 2:01 left in the fourth quarter.
Wow, give Fike a lot of credit there. And then Bishop just adding to the incredible stat line on the evening. The 3 interceptions, now a fumble recovery. Yeah. Now ball security becomes everything for West. The timeout situation, according to the scoreboard, 2-2? So Waverly can stop it twice.
First down, here's Parker right up the gut and driven back to the 30-yard line. Minimal pickup on first down for Parker.
The other important thing for West here is on the penalty side. You don't want anything that's going to stop that clock, so you're wanting to run the ball hard, run the ball clean, good ball security. Waverly holding the timeouts here will most likely stop it after the second and third down stops. Obviously, on a fourth down stop or a punt, it would stop on the change of possession. So, again, Waverly letting it run here on this first down play, leading into the second down snap.
Tipton will keep it himself on second down and 8. Cut it back, cross the 35-yard line. It'll be brought down just a few yards shy of the first down. Timeout, Waverly.
High IQ play from the quarterback there. I thought going to the Waverly sideline, he had an outside shot to get it to the 40. But what you don't want to risk there is going out of bounds. So, again, great decision to cut it back inside, understanding time and score. Well done.
One timeout remaining for the Tigers. Third down and 3, 1:12 left in the fourth quarter. What a game.
Yeah, it really is. And just the reset here on this third down, Waverly can stop it one more time, so it becomes real simple. You stop them short of the first down here, you can go ahead and stop the clock, and then West would be forced to make a decision. Do they punt it away and try to get a hold, or do they go for the fourth down conversion in the win? But any first down from this point forward obviously would have them in victory formation.
Senators need the 40-yard line for the first down. Bishop in motion. Timeout West.
Again, these two teams just so well coached. That was really well done there on West. You know, it doesn't do you any good to have the timeouts on the bus on the way home, so why not send your star all-around player in motion, draw some attention, see if you can't get a cheap first down with a jump. You don't get it, just go ahead and use your timeout and reset. Good stuff.
Each team down to their final timeout. 1:12 remaining. 3rd down and 3 for the Senators when we come back.
Dewey, what would be your thought on the 4th down play here? Because, I mean, even on a stop here and a timeout, you could still go for it on 4th, thinking if you get it, you win the game. I mean, a lot can go wrong on the punt, but we highlighted the good snap earlier.
Third down and 3. Senators need the 40-yard line. Parker straight ahead. He's brought up short. Tigers make a stand on 3rd down. Timeout Waverly.
Now with the tackle for loss, I think it would be an awfully gutsy call to go here. I think you'll see him punt it away. Because I said earlier, from what I watched in warm-ups and what I've seen on the extra points, I feel like Waverly could line up and give a realistic kick, probably, 35 and in? I'd be lying, too, if I didn't say my mind went back to before the half. Remember that right before the half when they had the opportunity to add a possible 3 points there, and they took the shot at the end zone. It's been a great game, back and forth. Had more mistakes than maybe you would think with teams of this caliber, but a lot of that's had to do with the defense.
4 interceptions for Jeffrey Bishop. One caused fumble by Trevor Fike that was also recovered by Bishop. Big interception by Lane Bear for the Tigers as well.
Again, it's unlikely, but you always have to honor the athleticism here if he starts taking off to the right.
Parker, a rugby-style kick, flag down around the line of scrimmage. Pollard will let this one roll out inside the 15, inside the 10-yard line. Once again, flag back down around the 32.
Well, this flag's huge.
Pollard unable to read the bouncing ball on the hop.
If that was an offside on Waverly, game's over. I think they're pointing the other way out.
Illegal formation on the offense. 5 men in the backfield. Be a 5-yard penalty. They're going to replay 4th down.
Well, a huge break for Waverly because that ball ended up bouncing all the way to the 10. Now, the one thing, if you're West, it does put pressure on to execute the snap and the punt again.
Runs a little bit of extra time off the clock as well. No play.
Good point.
I believe it was 104-ish before the punt. It's about 9 or 10 seconds off the clock.
Well, and it's so important to field the punt because, again, this style of punt is going to have some rollout to it. So, again, the ability to catch the ball in the air is really important there.
Here's Hurd from his own 35, return to the near sideline and pushed out of bounds just on the other side of the 50. Ball will be spotted on the Senator 48.
So you're talking about a 2-yard, basically a 42-yard penalty was what that was in terms of field position. But that ball that was at the 10, now all of a sudden Waverly's in plus territory. They still have a timeout, and they have 44 seconds to play with. Or out of timeout because they stopped. Thank you. They stopped it on 3rd down. I'm sorry.
First down and 10 on the Senator 48. Kelly back to pass, a quick strike to Cody Swords around the 45-yard line is incomplete. Clock stopped at 41 seconds.
Without the timeout, it really forces you to run 10-yard plus stuff. And again, we've seen the ability for West to drop some different people in coverage, making it very difficult to get some of the underneath stuff.
Three-man rush from the Senators to the right side. Pass is complete to Cody Swords, close to a Tiger first down.
Really high IQ as he comes down. As he comes down on the catch, there's two West defenders there, and he immediately starts getting his momentum to the sideline before they're able to stand him up. Great job by the wide receiver there, Swords, who's had a big night.
Empty backfield, Hurd motioning behind Kelly. Screen pass to Swords to the right side across the 30-yard line, brought down just shy of the 25. Clock continues to run. Does stop because of the timeout. Flags are down around the tackle. Could be on the Senators.
Wow. That's been a staple in a lot of the film I've watched from Waverly. I haven't seen it as much tonight. They take Hurd there off to the flat as a decoy, and then they run the little wide receiver screen here on the other side, and you throw the penalty on top of that. Now Waverly's really in business. Certainly in field goal range in terms of, a realistic opportunity, but again, Waverly looking for much more than that at this point with still 27 seconds to play.
Kelly to pass on first down, firing to the end zone for Swords. It's picked off! Jeffrey Bishop for the fourth time tonight.
Wow. Waverly's going to turn it over for the sixth time in 18. Bishop's been on that side of 5 of them. Unbelievable.
What a night for the senior Jeffrey Bishop.
Timeout, West.
West will use their final timeout.
Well, just an incredible night. I mean, it's got playoff atmosphere as we expected. Like I said, it hasn't been as clean a game in terms of the turnovers and some of the different things, but I think the defense deserves so much credit for that. And there's a young man that's just been in the middle of it all throughout the night, and he comes up with a play when his team needs it the most. Looked to me like they were trying to throw a little back shoulder, and he just kind of read the route and jumped it and was right there waiting on it. Now we're just going to need one snap and kneel, and that should do it.
And that'll do it. For the second consecutive season, West comes into Tigertown and comes away with the victory over Waverly. 24-21 is our final from Red Edgar Field. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Ohio High School football on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
There's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon. That's the slogan, and that's what we believe at Parmar stores. From groceries to gas and all the other stuff you need, Parmar has it. Download the Parmar app for even more savings, and don't forget the Parmar Rewards Card too. We also believe in being a big part of your community, so look for us at the ball game or wherever you are. Shop us today, like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and remember, if there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
This presentation of high school sports on Southern Ohio Sports Authority is brought to you in part by your local McDonald's. McDonald's proudly supports all area athletes again this season. Visit your local McDonald's in Chillicothe, Circleville, Greenfield, and Waverly, and be sure to check out SOSA's newly relaunched podcast, Overtime, presented by McDonald's.
24-21 is our final. The Senators move to 4-1 overall, remain undefeated in the SOC2. What a game here tonight at Rediger Field.
Yeah, it really was. Coming in, I wasn't sure exactly what to expect. There was two high-powered offenses. I thought the defense really won the night. Offense by no means was clean on either side, but we had incredible fireworks and special teams. Fireworks on the defensive side of the ball for both teams, and in the end, West survives at 24-21. It's hard to talk post-game, in my opinion, without mentioning 18 and Mr. Bishop and all the different ways he impacted the game tonight. I know we'll lean on John for a lot of numbers here and stuff, but off the top of my head, I'm just trying to think. 3. Okay, you got it right there. I'll let you read it because that young man certainly deserves the highlight. Go ahead.
Officially for Bishop, 3 catches for 32 yards and a touchdown. Had the 88-yard kick return for a touchdown as well. 4 interceptions and 5 fumble recoveries. Played a big part in 5 of the 6 turnovers for the Senators.
Yeah, he really did. And again, I love how many different ways he impacted the game. It was a situation in special teams where he was doing it with field position. He had another kickoff return back to midfield at one point. And then, like I said, I don't want to overstate it, but and I don't know if you guys agree or not, but I felt like just his presence on the kickoff return, the rest of the game impacted a little bit of Waverly's strategy in terms of kicking away from him. So even when they didn't kick to him, just by 18 standing out there, it was kind of impacting field position in terms of where they went. So again, 2 teams I think certainly have more big games in front of them in terms of this league race. 2 teams that will certainly be members of the playoff chase. But on this night, Bishop and the Senators just 3 points better.
Statistically speaking, for the Tigers, Mason Kelly 19 of 36 for 246 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. On the ground, Jace Hurd 26 carries, 124 yards, and a score. Cody Schwartz 10 grabs for $152 and 2 touchdowns. Now on to the Senators. Cole Tipton 3 of 9 for 32 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. On the ground, Mason Parker 12 totes for 75 yards and a score. And then the previously mentioned Jeffrey Bishop 3 catches, 32 yards and a touchdown, 4 picks and a fumble recovery, and the long kickoff return for a touchdown. You can't ask for a much better game here on a Saturday night in Waverly.
No, when you were reading those stats off, I was just following along, and I kept coming back to really the only thing that ended up being the difference were some of the mistakes in terms of the things that stalled the drive. So, again, if you're Waverly, you're going to go to this film and you're going to feel like, daggone, we had every opportunity to capitalize and we didn't. But you certainly aren't going to doubt your offensive talent, your offensive schemes. You're just going to try to be better the next time out. And then West, you gain so much confidence coming on the road. By no means did they play the perfect game, but they certainly came up with some plays. And I know coaches love when their special teams and their defense impact winning as much as that was the case for the Senators this evening.
24-21 is our final. The Senators moved to 4-1 overall, 2-0 in the SOC2. For the Tigers, they dropped to 3-2 and now 1-1 in the SOC2. For the Senators next week, they head back to the Rock where they'll host the Menford Falcons. As for Waverly, they'll officially go on the road against Oak Hill. However, due to Oak Hill's current state of their football program, not 100% sure if that game will be played. So if you're a Waverly Tiger, I would follow all of their socials to keep up to date with the Tigers game next Friday. But for us here at Rediger Field from Southern Ohio Sports Authority, I believe that is all we have. A great game here on Saturday night. Once again, the final, West 24, Waverly 21. Have a great rest of your night.